afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the
Motorcycle International event.
It takes stout lads like them to go for this kind of competition.
It draws the who's who of cycling and the finest riders on two wheels competing, followed by thousands of loyal fans.
We tear our insides out to win. You can't think, you can't remember what you do or say. There is no thinking. Our hearts beat, but our minds are dead.
It's not easy to lean into turns at over 100 miles an hour.
Legalized insanity.
He's gonna score.
What's it all add up to? The most thrilling spectator sport in America. It adds up to life itself. It adds up to the pain of losing and the thrill of winning. To race is to live.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Devil's Bowl. It's the Roof Systems Dallas Half Mile presented by Law Tigers. It's Progressive American Flat Track, round number 10 of the 16 race series here in 2020. Practice just about ready to get underway for all three of our classes. Up first will be the AFT Super Twins practice, followed by the AFT Production Twins practice and the AFT Singles practice. Two groups for each class will be coming out. There'll be 4-lap sessions. They'll be recording the times, but that will be just to make some changes to their motorcycles and see how they stack up against everybody. They'll go back to the pit area, then they'll come back out for 2 rounds of qualifying action out here today. So after the 2 rounds of qualifying, those sessions will be 6 laps each for all 3 classes. We'll take a break in the action, come back with our opening ceremonies at 7 p.m. For you folks tuning in online, we are on Central Time Zone. Opening ceremony scheduled from 7 to 7:10 p.m. And then we get started with our qualifying races. There are semifinals for all 3 classes, 2 semifinals for each class. We'll take the top 8 riders out of the singles semifinals into the main event. We'll take all the riders out of the Production Twins and the AFT Super Twins presented by Vance and Hines class to the main event. If you weren't here last night, you missed some awesome racing action in all 3 classes. And if you're at the Williams Grove last round, we had the same 3 winners as we had at the last round at the Williams Grove Speedway. Last night in the Super Twins, it was Briar Bauman leading all 36 laps, and he won by 3.445 seconds. He is our points leader coming into today. He will lead him out in this first group. In the AFT Singles presented by Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorneys, it was Dallas Daniels leading all 24 laps in their main event. Again, there are timed races here today. So in the Super Twins, it is 12 minutes plus 2 laps. In the Singles and the Production Twins, they are both going 8 minutes plus 2 laps. Again, Dallas Daniels taking home the win. He is on fire. He is the points leader in the Singles class with 4 wins on the season. Michael Enderbitson, who was fast qualifier, got a bad start. Oh, they're already sending bikes onto the track. Here we go. Super Twins, first round of practice. Briar Bauman will lead him out on the 1 bike. Jared Meese is 9. 69, Sammy Halbert. 44 is a scratch. That's Brandon Robinson. 37 is Bronson Bauman. 92, Brandon Price. 23, Jeffrey Carver. 67, Davis Fisher. The 20, Jared Vandekoy. And the 79, Dalton Gautier. Those are the bikes on the racetrack. Again, Robinson is a scratch. He did get to the front straightaway wall and has an injured right foot there. We'll put somebody else on the motorcycle, and we'll talk about that when he comes out in group number 2. So the team, the Super Twins teams, have to field a rider at the track. You can see the hash marks out there on the racetrack. They're suggesting that these riders go out there and go above the dotted lines, but it doesn't look like anybody is. That is to try to make the groove a little bit wider. Vandekoy way up above the groove down here in turns 1 and 2. On the 20 bike, I believe that's Vandekoy. Yes, it is. Now he's slowing on the back straightaway. The 20 bike off the track on the back chute. The 1 leading the way, last night's winner. Current points leader, Briar Bauman. 5 wins on the season. He won both the Indy Miles, he won both the Williams Grove, and he won here last night, so he's got 3 wins in a row. Trying to go back-to-back here in Texas. It's Briar Bauman out in front. Sammy Halbert, who got 2nd last night, is right there behind him. Bronson Bauman struggled a little bit last night. Briar pulls off a little bit too soon. Everybody else keeps on going. I think Briar thought that was the checkered flag. Yeah, Briar thought that was the checkered. I think he pulled up a little bit too soon. Here comes everybody else to the checkered flag. Hopefully that's the case. Maybe Briar just thought he saw the checkered. 92 out there, Brandon Price. Meese was at the back of the pack. Times coming in. 2:1.336 for Briar. Jared Meese 2nd. Quick here in practice. 2:1.586. Brandon Price currently 3rd. 2:1.589. Sammy Halbert 4th. Jeffrey Carver was 5th. Up next, group number 2 of the Super Twins. The 4 bike will lead him out. Brian Smith. 62, Dan Bromley was running up front. The tail section and the seat came off his motorcycle, causing an electrical issue he had to pull off last night. See what he can do tonight. 27, Bugs Pearson finished third on the podium last night. 95, J.D. Beach. 36, Colby Carlisle. 72, Larry Pegram. The 12, Jay Maloney. 5, Jake Johnson. And the 13, filling in for Brandon Robinson, that is Morgan Meschler on the Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas Indian motorcycle. Keep your eyes on the 13, his first time ever on an Indian. Green flag coming out for the 62, Dan Bromley. 6'3" he stands, actually. One of the tallest riders on the circuit. Bromley from Pennsylvania had 2 fifth place finishes. J.D. Beach has a problem on the 95. Now he gets back in line. I thought he was going to pull off, but he gets back in line, about 5th on the racetrack. Again, Dan Bromley, 2 fifth place finishes at Pennsylvania 2 weeks ago. Bugs Pearson, the 27 bike, moves into second right now here in this round of practice. 2:1.472. Again, this is just practice. White flag is out. Checkered flag will come out at this time by for the 62 bike, taking the checkered flag. Dan Bromley, 27, Bugs Pearson right behind him. 4 is Smith and Carlisle. J.D. Beach across the line. Larry Pegram, the 12 of Jay Maloney. There's the 5 jersey, Jake Johnson on the RJ Performance Indian. That was the Super Twins practice. Up next is our Production Twins practice session. Only 1 round of practice for all of our competitors in all 3 classes. Production Twins are staged up and ready to go. Last night's winner was James the Rocket Rispoli. He led all 24 laps in the main event last night. He has got the points lead right now. Rispoli, 5 wins, Indy, Springfield Mile, both the Williams Grove races and last night. He will bring them out. On the 43 bike, the 1 is Corey Texter, 68 is Ryan Varnes, the 25 Ben Lau, 64 Danny Eslick, 49 Chad Coase, 42 Jeremiah Duffy, 60 Nick Armstrong. Those are the bikes on the racetrack. Production Twins, first round of practice, only round of practice. Rispoli on the latest Motors Racing Pro Beam Evolve Technology Harley-Davidson XG 750 out in front. It's been his season so far. Varnes behind him. Bounced off the front straightaway wall last night. Ben Lau's getting really sideways in the 3rd spot on the racetrack going into turn number 1 and 2. Behind him is Danny Eslick. Rispoli out in front, 2:1.958. Quick time so far. Right close behind is Varnes, 2:1.983. And that changes that time by. Varnes goes to the top spot in this practice session. 2:1.687 for Revin Ryan Varnes. The 2nd bike on the racetrack, his quickest on the track, the 68 bike. '43 gets the white flag. James Rispoli. Still Varnes at the top spot. That lap was a little bit faster, 2:1.681. Ben Lau pulls the 25, Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas Yamaha to the pit area. Comes up a little bit short. That's Ben Lau, the Holly Hot Rod from Holly, Michigan. As a checkered flag comes out for the 43 bike. James Rispoli, Varnes on the 68, Eslick the 64, the 42, Jeremiah Duffy. Texter back there on the 1, our reigning champion. So Chad Coase did not go out that time, maybe saving a little bit of energy. Ben Lau pulled off early in that one. Up next, group number 2, Production Twins. 96, Cody Johncox. 50, Jimmy McAllister. 31, Dylan Bell. The 10, Johnny Lewis on the Royal Enfield schedule to come out. 30, Brock Schwarzenbacher. 54 is Michael Enderbitson. And the 15 from Tulsa, Oklahoma, Gary Ketchum. Ketchum earned his national number last year out in Sacramento, California. And he has decided to run the Production Twins class here in 2020. Armstrong leads the way on the 60 Yamaha. Actually, he was supposed to be in the last group, but somehow they slid him into this group, so my groups might be a little bit off a little. Big P is our flagman. He'll wave the green flag. Raymond Rizzo with Motor Racing Outreach is our assistant flagman, helping out down there. Unless somebody gets hurt on the track, then he will go back and take care of business. Second group, practice. AFT Production Twins. Nick Armstrong up to 7th. Michael Enderbitz on the 54 is now in 8th. Here comes Armstrong off of turn number 4 to the white flag. Checkered flag coming out this next time by for the 60 bike. He's been out front this entire session. It's Nick Armstrong, currently 8th here in practice. Checkered flag is out for the 60 bike. Nick Armstrong. Checkered flag out for all these riders here in group number 2. Let's go to the pit entrance. I believe Ricky Rackman's down there. Ricky, what you doing, bud?
Would you guys check out that beautiful helmet that Henry Wiles is riding right now? Well, Scotty, Kristen, and myself presented him with that helmet today, and it was a custom painted, and it's pretty cool because it's got the names of his daughters on it, and on the back it has his nickname, The Hammer. And now it is official. Scotty can't change the nickname. Henry Wiles is now known as The Hammer.
So if it's painted on the helmet, that's official. The Hammer out there. Henry Wiles on the 17 bike with a brand new helmet. First time being used is right here today. Out in front, though, the 32 Dallas Daniels, 17 Henry Wiles, 15 Mikey Rush, 18 Max Whale, 48 Trent Lowe, 105 Brandon Kitchen, 38 Tanner Dean, the 13 Morgan Mishler, 49 Chad Coast, 211 Trevor Bruner, 52 Shayna Texter, 54 Michael Enderbitz, who finished second last night, and Kevin Stallings on the 99 bike. This is the AFT singles class presented by Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorneys. If you go down, call Russ Brown. This is practice for you folks just joining us, just tuning in, and just getting here to the Devil's Bowl. You can keep track of the schedule if you download the app on your smartphone. You can see exactly where we're at on the schedule. Also, you can watch the racing. You can see the live timing and scoring just like I have up here in the booth. White flag is out for this group. Dallas Daniels out in front. Last night's winner led all 24 laps of the main event. He ends up winning by 2.4 seconds. Dallas Daniels, 17 years old, from Mattoon, Illinois. The Estenson Racing Yamaha Racing Monster Energy Yamaha is in turn number 4 right now. Big P already pulls out the checkered flag. Here it comes to the 32 bike, and he's at the top spot on the speed chart as well. 21.465. That last lap, his fastest lap. 21.465. Trent Lowe currently second. The 48 bike. Max Whale goes up to the 3rd spot. Now Trent Lowe. Yep, Trent Lowe still in 2nd. Max still in 3rd. Morgan Mishler, the 13, up to 4th. Tanner Dean, Trevor Bruner, Mikey Rush. Shayna's back there in the 8th position. Henry Wiles is 9th. Henry got 3rd last night. Chad Coast back there in 10th. Michael Enderbitz, who got 2nd last night, way back in 11th. So a little bit different here tonight. Up next, group number 2. This is it for practice here already today. AFT singles presented by Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorneys. 44 Cameron Smith, 51 Cole Zabala, 11 Andrew Luker, 19 James Ott, 169 Aiden Roosevans, 96 Jesse Janish, 31 Dylan Bell, 156 Jordan Jean, 153 Aaron Kennedy, 192 Kyler Adams, 151 Tyler Raggio, 107 Blake Steinwagner. Again, the yellow flag the first time by. This they're up to speed lap. Next time by, the green flag will come out. That's when the clock starts, when they go across that finish line. Transponders on all the motorcycles on the fork tubes right behind the number plate in the exact same spot. This is the final group of practice here today. Good battle for that second position on the racetrack. Again, they're just out here practicing, but they're actually racing like it's a main event. White flag coming out this time by. Here they come off of 4. Stallings out in front. Zabala behind him. There's Cameron Smith on the 44 bike. And a little bit of a break back to the 96 of Jesse Vanish. One of the red Hondas up front makes a little mistake. Oh, and he gets sideways. The rear end's locked up on the Honda coming off of turn number 2. That bike let go over there. Something locked the rear wheel. Maybe the chain came off, but some of the 51s, Zabala having all kinds of bad luck this season. I talked to him yesterday, and he said actually his transmission locked into 3rd gear at the Williams Grove half mile. We were wondering what was going on in that semifinal. That bike was stuck in 3rd, and now he comes up short as the bike looked like the rear wheel locked up on him coming off of that off that corner number 2. And they're supposed to be running the slipper clutches, so hopefully that's not the engine letting go. Maybe the chain came off, or maybe the rear wheel got cocked in there sideways, or something might have happened when he got on the gas coming off of turn number 2. But the rear wheel definitely locked up on that 51 of Cole Zabala. So for you fans that are here, we're going to take a break in the action. For you folks at home as well. So if you're here, stop by and check out the American Flat Tracker Clothing Company. They've got the event shirts down there in burnt orange or in black. They've got some previous race shirts. They've got current hats. They've got previous hats. The brand new Sideburn magazines. Get them while you can. The Flat Track Racing magazine that is awesome. You got to check that out. Also behind the grandstands, the folks with Law Tigers are here. Al Lamb's Dallas Honda is also on hand, and right next to Al Lamb's Dallas Honda tent is the rookie class of 79. Scotty Parker has donated some of his factory race jackets, factory Harley-Davidson race jackets, and he signed them. They are selling those downstairs. Also, they have one Valentino Rossi hat and one Valentino Rossi shirt. Get them while you can before they are gone. That's down below, right behind the grandstands. Again, we'll be coming back, ladies and gentlemen, at 5:40. with qualifying right here at the Devil's Bowl. Ricky was just talking about Henry Wiles' new helmet, and we actually gave that to him, presented that to him earlier today. So let's check that out, and we'll take a quick break. When we come back, 5:40, qualifying time.
So we're here at Devil's Bowl. This track, and I was talking to you about this earlier, this track is really like on any other track that we race in the Progressive AFT series.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's probably, the back straight is 20 foot higher than the front straight. So, you know, both the corners are drastically different. One corner you're going uphill, the other corner you're going downhill. And as we saw last night, you know, as the track developed, the corners were very different in the way they developed. This end in turns 3 and 4 got rough and bumpy, and it was kind of ruddy to start, but then they got holes in it. And the other end was pretty smooth, except for just a few little ruts that kind of would want to sneak up out of nowhere and get you and upset the motorcycle. So it was a different track, but I really liked it. I had a lot of fun out here riding, and hopefully it's similar but different tonight.
And see me up there again, I'll call you by the right name. And I knew your name. It was just like, for some reason, I drew a blank. Now, speaking of names, I listen to Scotty Dubler all the time. He's always got nicknames for everybody. And now I think if you don't come up with a good one, he'll make up one that's And your nickname is Hammer. Is it The Hammer or just Hammer?
I think it's Hammer and Hank. So, I mean, technically that's a knockoff. Because
Right.
Hank Aaron, he's the real Hammer and Hank. But, yeah, the Hammer. I mean, that works, I think. You know, I go hard, and, you know, I'm intense, so.
The Hammer. That's how you got to say, the Hammer. Well, Scotty has got something for you today.
So we have a special gift here, right here in this bag. This is for you. Let me read this as it's official. So Henry wanted to present this helmet from Honda of Modesto and Helix NWR. It's a Don Serrano custom painted bell helmet. Don is a longtime helmet painter. He's painted for helmets for the legends like Chris Carr, Kevin Atherton, and the late, great Ricky Graham. Open that up. We got a lot of special things on this helmet. Take a look at it. Of course, on the back is the Hammer. We're kind of going to start calling you that. Henry River, which is your son's name. The 22 is right here in James Monaco's font, just like your son is writing, correct?
Yep.
And then on the front, we have Winnie, your daughter. But that is for you, and that is from James and Adam. So that is pretty cool, and we just wanted to make sure we gave that to you before you raced here today.
Yeah, that's really awesome. This is honestly the first time I've seen this or really know anything about it, so I can't thank Adam Malice and Talos Energy enough, James Monaco, for those guys getting this done for me. It really means a lot. This is really cool. It's got my kids, Henry River and Winnie, on it, and you know, I love my family, and I'm always, you know, I have to be away from them a lot during this season to come to these, so you know, I try to make it count. So when I don't win races, it hurts a little bit, you know, because I'm out here riding for my family, and my wife, she does such a good job of taking care of everything back home when I'm gone and taking care of the kids. So I can't thank her enough and appreciate her enough. We almost need to get her on here too, but
Right.
but yeah, also Brett and Caden, you know, that's her kids. We're all one big happy family now, and I couldn't be more stoked about it.
Your kids are riding along with you, man.
Yeah.
Good luck tonight.
Thank
That's
you.
pretty awesome. Oh, well,
Oh,
now,
no.
It's official. Now I can wear
now
it.
he can wear it and not worry about crashing when he's out there. That's what you got to do, right? You throw your leathers on the ground, don't you?
Well, I don't.
I did.
personally,
I every pair of
but
leathers I got to throw on the ground.
it's not even scratched.
No, it's beautiful. Hey, man.
But I really appreciate
That's
what
awesome.
those guys have done. I think dropping it on the. Can I wear this?
Yeah.
Is this a? Am I allowed to wear
You're supposed
this?
to wear that tonight when you win.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
on it.
Right
And the
on.
best part about it is, look what it shows the camera. It says right on the back, it says the Hammer. That means it is really official now, which is great. You are the Hammer, and Scotty can't make up a nickname for you. It is the Hammer official today.
Let's get ready for our main event in American Flat Track. It's going to be a one-on-one duel for the win down to the last lap.
This is what I grew up watching. Riders talk over 130 miles per hour, mile racetrack, hands off the handlebars. I love it.
The radical all-new Honda Talons are great fun, crazy fast, and handle great too. Come on in, pick up your ride, and then make your best deal right now at Al Lamb's Dallas Honda, dallashonda.com. A ride on a Harley-Davidson motorcycle can take you any weekend epic. It can turn a daily commute into an adrenaline fest. Find that pure freedom you've been searching for. Take a test ride on an all-new 2020 Harley-Davidson motorcycle at Dallas Harley-Davidson in Garland. 972-270-3962. There are humble heroes all around us. The ones who battle the pandemic on the front lines and put themselves last to take care of us first. At Dunlop, we want to honor these humble heroes by giving you the opportunity to nominate a healthcare worker or a first responder who went above and beyond the call of duty during the pandemic. One individual will be selected to receive a new 2020 Harley-Davidson XL 1200 Sportster Roadster. Submissions close November 15th, 2020. Visit DunlopHeroes.com. Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas is a commercial and industrial roofing and sheet metal company based out of Dallas, Texas that proudly supports the American Flat Track Racing Series. For more information, go to roof-systems.net or give us a call at 469-730-2043.
Hey race fans, thank you again for your cooperation in helping our safe, successful return. We understand there may be some event activities during the event weekend that are not currently taking place. Some changes in our event schedule are necessary to ensure the safety of our fans, our employees, the riders, and their teams. All procedures for this weekend's events have been put in place to ensure the health and safety of all attending. Thank you for all your hard work as we continue to navigate these unprecedented times. Have fun and enjoy today's race.
You come up to the fan zone, you have to get your official event merchandise. Right in here, they've got the very cool Dallas Half Mile shirt. I know how proud you Texans are. You'd be equally proud to show everybody that you were here for this race. The shirts are cool, and they've got all sorts of American Flat Track merchandise. So by all means, come up to the official American Flat Track merchandise booth and get some stuff. Go, right now.
Honda's all-new Talon 1000 X4, the official sports side-by-side of American Flat Track, and the same vehicle driven during intermissions to condition the track. Featuring a high-tech 6-speed automatic dual-clutch transmission, quick revving 1000cc twin-cylinder engine, Fox suspension, intelligent four-wheel drive, and stadium seating for up to 4. The Talons are now available at your local Honda Powersports dealer. Arai Helmets started racing in America in flat track, and we've been supporting it ever since. Arai, handcrafted with an obsessive dedication to rider protection. For more information, please visit our website, AraiAmericas.com. You own the job and everything that comes with it. The mornings that start too early, the nights that go too late, and every unbelievable thing in between. It's good to know you can rent whatever construction equipment you need from people who do whatever it takes. Visit us at catrentalstore.com. Cometic Gasket is the official gasket of American Flat Track. For decades, American Flat Track twins and singles champions have depended on Cometic to seal their engines. Cometic gaskets are the professional standard for racers who demand the very best. For more information, log on to Cometic.com. Cometic Gasket, sealing championships since 1989.
American Flat Track is so unique because of how close the racing is.
Bar to bar, we have no front brakes, we're just drifting on dirt.
Elbow to elbow at 130 mile an hour just doesn't get any better.
The thrill of the speed definitely separates American Flat Track from the rest.
It's like one of the best shows in the world. You can't get anything better than that.
You can come and watch and see the whole track and see the whole race, and the bikes that we race, I mean, you can buy those as street trackers. So like, it's really cool to have that type of sport that the fans can do it too.
All the riders, most likely in any other sport, don't really hang out or train together, but we actually hang out and we're good friends. So it's fun to be in the sport and deal with the people we do.
Flat track, it's like kind of a big family. We all know each other. We all know each other's business.
You see a lot of us riders training together in the off season, helping each other out, working together. Something you don't really see in other motorcycle sports.
Everyone is willing to help each other make it to the track to keep the sport alive. And that's what really makes the family aspect come together, because we want to see each other succeed, but we also want to see the sport grow.
Founded in 1972 by Lino Dionisi, true to its mission of advocating and delivering safety in dynamic sports, the company designs advanced protective head-to-toe gear for motorcycling, winter sports, and mountain biking. Dionisi products represent the technology frontier in the field of protection for dynamic sports and are used by the world's top athletes, including J.D. Beach and the entire Estenson racing team. Dunlop is proud to be the official tire of American Flat Track. No other tire company has won more championships than Dunlop. And what we learned from our investment in racing is rolled into our street tires, such as the Dunlop K180, a street-legal version of the aggressive DT3 flat track tire. Dunlop, the official tire of American Flat Track. Since 1974, Fox Racing has been the global leader in motocross gear and apparel. Fox outfits the world's best competitive athletes in the MX space and has you covered from the track to the trail with products that combine innovation and style, rooted in the brand's original competitive motocross spirit. Visit your local Fox dealer or foxracing.com for more info.
Tired of replacing your battery every year? It's time to buy the world's best lithium battery, the Pulse IPT, with up to 1,200 cranking amps and unmatched reliability. There's no better battery for your bike. Visit Full Spectrum Power in the paddock today or on Instagram, Facebook, and the web. Start something. Power everything.
Kicker Performance Audio is the official sound system of American Flat Track. Kicker's fully stocked line of products includes speakers, amplifiers, and subwoofers for your car and truck stereo systems, as well as those for your boat, side-by-side, and touring motorcycle. Kicker also makes Bluetooth outdoor speakers, over-ear headphones, and earbuds to pair with your favorite mobile device. To learn more or find a dealer, visit kicker.com.
I know you're going to walk up to the fan zone here at the Dallas Half Mile, perhaps get a fried pickle or fried peaches. Don't eat both at the same time. Definitely come over to the Law Tigers booth. They're giving away all sorts of cool stuff. There's 3 very pretty ladies here, 2 not so pretty guys. Maybe they're pretty without the mask, I'm not really sure. But Law Tigers did a lot for this event. They've been promoting it, and I can tell you personally about Law Tigers. See, Law Tigers are motorcycle attorneys, and for those of you that ride, you got to remember Law Tigers. I hope you never, ever get in an accident. But if you do, you call the Law Tigers. They're a big part of the motorcycle community, and they are attorneys that will take care of you. So if you go down, you don't want to worry about all the other stuff. Just contact Law Tigers. They're motorcycle attorneys. They ride. They're part of the motorcycle community. And right now they've got some free stuff. So by all means, you need to come up to the Law Tigers display.
KTM. Ready to race. Mobile View has been providing state-of-the-art LED video screens to sporting and special events throughout the U.S. and Canada since 1999. We use our vast experience of thousands of events to help guide the process of finding the right size screen to help make your event a memorable experience for your fans and sponsors. Have you checked your tire pressure recently? Setting tire pressure is easy with a Pro-Fill Air Chuck by Motion Pro. This unique tool allows you to reach even the most difficult to access valve stems. Great for all motorcycles, ATVs, and UTVs, and works great on your car, truck, and RV too. Find the Pro-Fill Air Chuck and more at motionpro.com.
Hey guys, Jared Vanderkoy, 21 years old, riding for the Factory Harley-Davidson Vance & Hines team. I've been racing motorcycles ever since I was 10 years old. Started riding when I was 3, but then started taking it serious up until I was 10. The sport of flat track in general is, crazy. 100 mile an hour, bar banging action, people are getting sprayed, roosted, bucked around on their motorcycle. It's definitely a thrill. You gotta get out here and see it in person. The prestige of riding for the Factory Harley team is awesome because growing up, you looked up to those guys, the Scotty Parker, Jay Springsteen. And now to say you're one of those guys, I still don't believe it. The team and I work very well together, and it's very motivating to me to be able to talk to those guys on a personal level and understand each other on race day to make the changes that we need to go to the front.
Oh! Vanderkoy goes down.
They say they call me Captain Chaos, but I feel like I'm a pretty conservative rider. I do get a little Western sometimes, so you gotta take it easy. But sometimes, gotta know when to hang it out. When you're out there racing, you're trying to find that edge, you're pushing your limits, what your bike is capable of, what you're capable of, and what the track's capable of. So you got to find the edge at all 3 of those and somehow put it together. It's very difficult, definitely, if you're struggling that day, you're not in it mentally or physically or whatever the deal is. So it's on those days and making it the best is what I strive for. My 2019 season, I couldn't ask for more as far as, the strides that the Harley team has made this year. We've been working every weekend. We've got 4 fourths this year in 2019, so we've been so close to the box out of 2 of those. It's crazy, and I've never stepped foot on the box in this class, so that's something we're striving for.
Over 40 years ago, Russ Brown set out on a mission to help injured riders. We fight for the rights of riders every day because we are riders and we know what you're going through. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, don't fight the insurance companies with just any lawyer. Call 1-800-4BIKERS.
These guys will have your back. If you go down, call Russ Brown.
Motorcycle attorney!
There's the old saying, you don't know how fast you can go till you fall down, and there's a lot of truth to that.
I'm doing a sport that I love, and we all know it can go bad. And when those times that it does go bad, you want to be safe.
Just looking at the helmet, looking at the craftsmanship, you can tell why it's the best helmet out there.
When I put the helmet on, I know that I have the best in the business on my head, and for me, I've been wearing Arai helmets my entire career, and I'm pretty proud of that.
You own the job. The mornings that start too early. The nights that go too late. And every unexpected, unpredictable, unthinkable, unbelievable thing in between. You own it all. It's good to know you can rent whatever you need from people that do whatever it takes. Let's do the work.
The ones who never stop. The ones who never quit. Around and around. We don't make the champions. But we do make the tires. We are Dunlop.
The darkness is full of demons, hazy creatures who lurk in the shadows, prowling under the cloak of dusk. But we're not demons. We're beasts.
Motion Pro. We make innovative tools and products that help you maintain and repair motorcycles, ATVs, and UTVs. Like the patented ProFill Air Chuck, helping you manage tire air pressure on your motorcycle, ATV, or UTV. Easily adjust the ProFill Air Chuck. Get past hot disc brake rotors with the pivoting angled head. Connect it with an airline. Or pair it with a Motion Pro digital tire pressure gauge. Reach for the ProFill Air Chuck to manage your tires. Get yours at motionpro.com or visit Power Sports stores nationwide.
On October 2nd and 3rd, on the red clay of Dixie Speedway, the 2020 Progressive American Flat Track Championship continues. The world's fastest dirt track motorcycle racing returns to battle on October 2nd and 3rd for the 2020 Yamaha Atlanta Short Track presented by Law Tigers. Secure your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
Coming up in just a few moments, ladies and gentlemen, AFT Super Twins qualifying number 1 coming up in just a few moments. Earlier, just a few moments ago, Ricky Rackman caught up with our AFT Production Twins defending champion, Corey Texter.
Friday and Saturday pass. You don't have any American Flat Track to watch, but you want to hear about the personality of these riders. I've got Corey Texter here, who has a really cool podcast that I actually listen to. And how did you get, and it's called the Tank Slappin' Podcast. You can get it anywhere you get podcasts. How did you get into the podcasting world?
I actually started doing it a long time ago. Me and Scotty Dubler, we had a talk show called Flat Track Weekly Radio. And I don't know, time passed by, and I'm like, dude, there's a lot I want to talk about and share some insight on my years of racing and dealing with all these guys on the racetrack. So I was like, man, it'd be cool to do another podcast and talk to Chris Carter, who produces Off the Groove. And we got it going. It's a lot of fun, man. We bench race, talk about flat track. I mean, it's a little uncensored, but it's a lot of fun, and we really enjoy it.
I always know I'm going to get the real dirt, no pun intended, on how the track was that weekend. When, like, I'll watch the race and go, oh, that was great. And then you'll say, oh, this was just a horrible weekend. What are we going to hear on the show this week when we talk about Devil's Bowl?
Well, right now I'm just trying, I mean, the track's the same for everybody. It was a little technical yesterday. I'm just trying to get better for today. I mean, I put a lot of blame on myself whenever I don't do well. It's, I know I could always ride better. So hopefully we have something good to talk about. Right now, as of yesterday, that was one of the worst days I've had in a long time at the racetrack. So hopefully we can turn it around and have something to be excited about on our next show.
When you're having one of the worst days on the racetrack, how do you kind of flip the switch and come back in here with a new attitude and try not to bring yesterday with you?
It's just confidence. I mean, I've done this a long time. I've won a lot of races, and I've competed with the best guys out there. So just staying confident in my training and in myself and the bikes. And every time I go out, even when I'm struggling, I still feel like I can win. I mean, even when I'm on the third row, I still feel like I got a shot to win. So having that mentality, comes with growth and maturity. And I got the #1 plate, so I feel like I've earned that right to feel confident with myself and just go out there. And it's not easy. These guys are not making it easy on me, and we're really struggling a little bit this year. But we're second in points, so even with how bad I've been struggling, we're still in it. So hopefully we can track down those Harleys and James a little bit. They're really dialed in. Their package is really good, and we'll keep digging. I don't quit, and I think that's a lot of something that I've been known for is just like keep digging. I don't give up. So.
Well, hopefully the next time I talk to you, will be up on the podium.
Yeah, that's the plan.
And don't forget, you can check out Corey Texter's podcast, Tank Slappin' podcast, and Scotty Dubler has a podcast as well. So do I. Here's more. Back to you, Scotty.
And we're at the Devil's Bowl here for tonight's racing action. It's the Roof Systems Dallas Half Mile presented by Law Tigers Progressive American Flat Track, round 10 of the 16 race series right here tonight. It is coming up next will be qualifying action for the AFT Super Twins presented by Vance and Hines class. They'll be coming out according to the point settings. They are staging up over there outside the back straightaway, right where they enter turn number 3. That's where they will enter and exit the racetrack all evening long. The #1 rider in the country will lead them out. That's Briar Bauman. He won here last night. See if he can go back-to-back here this evening. Number 9, the Jammer, Jared Meese. 69, Slamming Sammy Halbert. 37 is Bronson Bauman. 92, Brandon Price. 23. That is Jeffrey Carver Jr., 67, Dashin Davis Fisher, who had a little wild get off on the front straightaway. He is up and he's okay. He bent the subframe on that bike, bent the rear wheel. They put some new parts on the primary bike, and he's back on the primary bike for the rest of the evening. 20 bike, Jared Vanderkoy in the 79, Dalton Gauthier, those two on the factory Harley-Davidson, Vance and Hines entries. They're staging up, getting ready to go. These are 6-lap sessions. Ricky Rackman standing down there in the staging area. Ricky, what's happening?
I'm looking out there as these guys are getting ready to go on the track, and what we're seeing is different types of styles of racing. And first of all, you got to talk about Briar Bauman. This guy owned the race, and it's because he was so relaxed. I mean, he was so far. I think there were only 7 people on the lead lap after that. And then you've got Sammy Halbert. He visited the podium last night. He wants to do it. And check out Jared Meese somewhere over there. Jared Meese hit the wall last night, so I don't know how his right foot is feeling, but it's going to be exciting to see these guys battling because this season is a little bit past halfway.
Absolutely, Ricky, it sure is. We are one race past the halfway point. Again, this is race number 10 of the 16-race series. So we got here tonight. Next weekend, we'll head on down to the Atlanta Dixieland Speedway. After that, Charlotte Half Mile will wrap up the season at the Daytona International Speedway, just outside NASCAR. Turn number 1 is the Daytona Short Track. That's where we'll wrap up the season here in 2020. We're getting 16 of the 18 originally rounds in, so 16 out of 18 is not too bad with this crazy 2020 we have all been having, and we are just glad to be at the racetrack. So are all the riders, and last night we had a pretty full house down here, and I'm sure we're going to have a packed house here tonight at the Devil's Bowl. So they're staged up and ready to go. Looks like they're going to bring the street sweeper out one more time. Steve Moorhead, the Finley Flyer, is headed out there on the scooter. He'll go get in that street sweeper. I guess it's a little bit slick right there on the groove, so the bikes just are shutting down over there outside of the back straightaway, so they're going to turn the bikes off. So they'll bring the street sweeper out. Say it's a little bit slick right here on the racing surface, so they'll take the street sweeper around real quick. The riders scheduled to come out in the first group are coming out according to their point standings. The one bike will lead them out. That's Briar Bauman. Jared Meese is on the 9. 69, Sammy Halbert. 44, Robinson, who is 4th in the point standings. He is a scratch for tonight. He is out. He got into that front straightaway wall, has an injured right foot. He is sitting out tonight. He's going to try to come back at Atlanta or possibly Charlotte. So he has a fill-in rider. The 13, Morgan Mishler, will be in group number 2. His first time out on an Indian was the last time on the racetrack. So So we'll take a look actually at the replay. If you're here with us, watch the big screen. If you're at home, check this out. This is the 44, Brandon Robinson, with, I would say, probably the save of the year right here. This is in the semifinal. He gets into the wall right there. You can see him go up onto the handlebars, way onto the handlebars, and he got into the wall pretty hard. We'll take another look at it from the backside. Watch the 44 kind of climb the wall right there. He touches the wall, and it sends him up onto the top of the motorcycle, like up on the front end. There he is up on the front end, and he actually downshifted a little bit, and downshifted the bike one gear, and he hung on and finished, but he elected not to run the main event. He's got a right foot injury. He is out for the rest of the night. So that was the 44 bike I was talking about, Brandon Robinson. So he is all done for this night. We will probably either see him down there at Atlanta next weekend or in Charlotte in 2 weeks. So hopefully Robinson's all right. He is here with us just watching the races and supporting his Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas teammates. There are actually about 10 riders riding for Roof Systems Dallas, Texas. And let's go down to one of the riders who was favored to win last night. Struggled just a little bit. It's down there with Ricky Rackman. Let's talk to Jeffrey Carver Jr.
I've got the wizard, Jeffrey Carver. Last night, you were pretty much favored, and you struggled a little bit. This is a challenging track, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, it's a very interesting track. I really like it, but definitely throws some variables, and we made some radical changes to try to go to the top of the front and in the main event, and it definitely was the wrong direction, and at least we know that. And it was a struggle to get around out there, but I was able to drop my lap times almost by a second through the main. Once I got used to the bike, figured it out, found some different lines. So that was really good to kind of have that combination. And the team with Happy Trails Racing, Brian Bigelow and Calico, I mean, everybody's working great. Dave Tiles helping out. So we're just excited to be back here and another chance to win a national.
Well, we'd like to see you back up there, Jeffrey Carver Jr.
Yeah, he was one of the favorites to pick to win. Actually, Brad had him picked to win last night. He finished up in the 8th position, the first rider, 1 lap down. Again, he's got a lot of help from a lot of people. DPC Racing's been on board with him for a while. Brian Bigelow, former national number 11. And then Happy Trails Racing, that is actually a bunch of his fans who have donated money to help Jeffrey Carver go to all of the races. Carver currently sitting in the point standings. The 23 bike is currently 7th in the point standings. Best finish, he has a 2nd place finish at Williams Grove. He has a 3rd place finish at the Springfield Mile. A couple of other not so good finishes. The first round he had a 17th, had a get off actually at Volusia, and this could not get going, and actually had a mechanical near the end of that race. But Carver should be a force to be reckoned with. They do better the second night, as all the rounds this year have been double headers. It seems like Carver finds something the second night. So I don't know if they go back and they watch the film. I don't know if they go back and talk things over and then make a lot of changes to the motorcycle. But whatever Carver's doing, it's definitely working for him on night number 2 so far, every round we've been to. So keep your eyes on the 23 of Carver. Also out there, Fisher, the 67 bike. I talked about it briefly, but he got into the wall early on in one of the races, and the bike actually bounced back and bumped into him. He said he's feeling all right. The bike actually landed perfectly upside down, which is not a good thing. If that bike continues to run with all that oil going to the wrong parts of the engine, that's not a good thing. So he still got back on the primary bike later on and came back into the main event last night on the 67 bike. He ended up in a 14th spot. He was down 2 laps, it looks like, because he did not make it to the starting line on time, but keep your eyes on Fisher. He tends to go good on these smooth car tracks, so keep your eyes on him. He did bend the rear wheel, bent the subframe, did a whole lot of other stuff to that motorcycle, but they've got it all fixed for tonight. His tuner, Johnny Goad, used to tune for Ricky Graham, and his dad's down there too. Rex Fisher used to be national number 12. Speaking of national number 12, I saw former Texas rider national number 12, Jason Tyre, was in the pit area earlier today, and he was getting some autographs. It was pretty cool. All right. Well, we're going to get a word from our local sponsors here. Might be just a couple more minutes. We'll be on the racetrack with Super Twins qualifying round number 1. The radical all-new Honda Talons are great fun, crazy fast, and handle great too. Come on in, pick up your ride, and then make your best deal right now at Al Lamb's Dallas Honda, dallashonda.com. A ride on a Harley-Davidson motorcycle can take you any weekend epic. It can turn a daily commute into an adrenaline fest. Find that pure freedom you've been searching for. Take a test ride on an all-new 2020 Harley-Davidson motorcycle at Dallas Harley-Davidson in Garland. 972-270-3962. There are humble heroes all around us. The ones who battle the pandemic on the front lines and put themselves last to take care of us first. At Dunlop, we want to honor these humble heroes by giving you the opportunity to nominate a healthcare worker or a first responder who went above and beyond the call of duty during the pandemic. One individual will be selected to receive a new 2020 Harley-Davidson XL 1200 Sportster Roadster. Submissions close November 15th, 2020. Visit DunlopHeroes.com. And we are here at the beautiful Devil's Bowl. This is actually where the World of Outlaw started way back in 1978. We also raced here with the American Flat Track back in 1993. The late, great Will Davis took the win back in 93. 1994 and 95 was the Finley Flyer, Steve Moorhead. He's actually the one driving that street sweeper right now, so he's trying to make that racetrack exactly how he wants it. Let's take a look at the point standings as we come into tonight, the 2020 point standings here in the Super Twins class. The first page went by quick. We'll bring it back up. There you go. Briar Bauman is on fire, ladies and gentlemen. He did have a 7th place finish at the Springfield Mile. Other than that, top 3 finishes, 2 second places. Looks like 5 wins, 1 third place finish, and 1 7th. That's Briar Bauman, 194 points. Sitting second is the Jammer, Jared Meese. He has 3 wins on the season. He has 179 points, and he is finished in the top 4 positions every round. So that's Mr. Consistency, but he doesn't have as many wins as Briar. Wins pay a whole lot more points. That's why Briar's lead is so big. The 69, Sammy Hubbard, finished up here on the podium last night. He is now currently in the 3rd spot in the point standings with 143. Got a 2nd place last night, his second place of the season. He did win the Springfield Mile 1. He's got a worse finish of Springfield Mile 2 with the 15th as he pulled off due to some head shake. Like I mentioned earlier, Brandon Robinson is not racing with us tonight. He did not start the main event. He has an injured right foot, so hopefully he'll try to be back by Atlanta or possibly Charlotte. That's Brandon Robinson, the 44, currently 4th in the point standings. 5th is Bronson Bauman, 114 points. He is looking for his 2nd podium. He only has 1 podium so far here in 2020. Just trying to get things put together. Brandon Price currently sitting 6th in the point standings from Whitehall, Maryland. He's sponsored by Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas, and he got a 5th place finish last night, his 3rd top 5 of the year. Jeffrey Carver, we talked about him. He's currently 7th. Davis Fisher is 8th. Jared Vandekoy back here in 9th. He got a 7th place finish, his best finish of the season last night. And rounding out your top 10, the 79, Dalton Gauthier with a 9th place finish. His 4th, 9th place finish of the season, so he's looking to do a little bit better. So that's a look at the point standings. The AFT Super Twins presented by Vance & Hines. When that track is clear, we'll get right back out there with Super Twins qualifying round 1. 6 laps will be the distance. Again, I'm Scotty Dibler, the voice of American Flat Track, down there calling some of the action and helping us out with the pit interviews. It's Ricky Rackman. Ricky, what's going on down there in the staging area?
Scotty, I got to tell you, Devil's Bowl Speedway, honestly, is one of the more unique tracks on the circuit. You're up there in that nice, comfortable booth, probably about 2 stories higher than me, but when I'm standing here on the backstretch, I'm pretty much the same level as you, because as I've said before, coming out of 3, going into 4, there's quite an elevation drop, and then when you go into 1 and 2, you're going uphill. I'm just curious, Scotty, have you ever ridden on this track? Because I know you used to race a long time ago.
Yeah, back when...
And Flat Track was here a long time ago.
Back when everything was black and white, Ricky, I raced here. Yes, you can definitely feel the elevation change. When you go into 1, you go uphill. You climb up into turn number 2. It is about 15 feet higher on the back straightaway, and it's an arcing back straightaway, so you don't even get settled in. You don't get comfortable, and then you're already turning into turn number 3, Ricky, and then you go downhill into 3. You carry your momentum into turn number 4, and that front straightaway wall comes up in a hurry because you're going as fast as you can to get back to that finish line. It is a D shape. If you can see the track from up above, the front straightaway is perfectly straight, but that back straightaway is a big arcing straightaway. So as you can tell from back there, Ricky, we're almost at eye level right now here. I think I'm on the 3rd or 4th floor of this announcing tower. So that's how big of a change it is, and they did that on purpose so the fans could see all the action on the back straightaway when you used to pit in the infield of this beautiful half-mile track down here in Dallas.
I think it's really cool. And I'm wondering if that might be one of the reasons that so many guys have had trouble with the wall, or as you call it, the menace, coming out of 4. Maybe it just shoots you downhill into the wall. Could that be part of the reason why they hit it on the front stretch rather than the back stretch?
Well, the back stretch, the wall is so far away, but on the front stretch, they are coming down.
True.
They're carrying a lot more momentum, Ricky, and it just comes up really fast. You have more momentum, and you just drift up higher. You know, a sprint car, they can pitch it sideways a little bit easier and just keep their momentum, where a flat track bike, you only have 2 wheels, a smaller surface touching the ground, and you have to really get that bike turned to come off of turn number 4, and it just comes up in a hurry. So they've actually put some more lighting down there inside the inside the wall on the front straightaway to try to lighten up that turn number 4 area, so these riders can maybe see that white wall a little bit easier tonight, and we'll try to keep those riders off of that wall.
Do you know how many riders hit the wall? I can count 2, maybe 3. How many riders hit the wall last night?
I don't know. I know Meese was one of them. Robinson obviously is the one that is not racing tonight because he hit the wall. I know Ryan Varnes, sparks were flying off of his bike when he hit it on lap number 1 of that Production Twins main. So at least 3. But again, it does come up in a hurry.
You know, Darlington in NASCAR has the Darlington stripe. I think we need to call this like the Devil's stripe or something like that. They need to earn it by hitting the wall here.
I like it. We've got some videos of some replays of what happened last night. Here's Jared Meese earlier in practice, and he bumps into the wall. See, they have reflectors also that the timing and scoring folks and the staging people put on the walls, and they have reflectors, so those laser beam. That's Meese again. He got into the wall a couple different times. And here's Davis Fisher a little bit later on, I believe, getting into the wall too. This is Brandon Robinson, goes up the wall, gets on the front end. So Robinson did a heck of a job saving that bike right here. Here's another look at Robinson climbing the wall. Again, the reflectors are for the starting lines to make sure that there's the sparks flying from the 68 of Varnes. So those laser beams goes across there, and they hit a reflector. There's Mikey Rush getting into the wall. Mikey Rush is injured a little bit, too. He got a little bit sideways, maybe caught a rut in turns 3 and 4. Said he's gingering his left knee right now. So Mikey Rush injured his knee a little bit on the other side, but he said he's okay. He'll be out here racing a little bit. But those reflectors are on the wall. They're taped to the wall. Those are for the laser beams on each one of the starting rows, so those lights cannot change different colors if somebody trips those laser beams. Ricky, you were down there with me earlier. We walked through the pit area, still introducing you to some of these riders, and they all want to meet you on the victory podium. But earlier today, we actually stopped by and saw Ryan Varnes' pit area.
Yeah, it's really cool to look at Ryan Varnes' bike because, first of all, I hate to say it, this isn't the only track that he's hit the wall on this season. And if you look at the pipes, they're like not all together a circle. They're kind of flat on one end. And I could be wrong, but that's not what you want to see on one of these American flat track motorcycles.
That is correct. He actually got into the back straightaway guardrail, and the part of the front tire was actually turned white from hitting the guardrail there at Williams Grove. So he's getting the most out of the track. Maybe he's getting his money's worth as he goes and takes every bit of the real estate. There's a look at some of those reflectors. They've actually had to tape them onto the wall. They had them out there on some stakes, but those stakes are just taking up a little bit of time or a little bit of room. So they put these reflectors taped onto the wall for the laser beams from the inside of the track. And that, again, that's for the starting purposes. Ricky, is it different watching from the back straightaway than it was when you were down there in the infield yesterday?
I'll tell you, the cool thing about this track is really anywhere you've got a great perspective. I mean, standing back here, you can look down on it, but when you're down there where all the crazy fans are, and I'm telling you, they're starting to pile in here, and that's a really good sight. But when you see how close they come to the wall, I mean, as a fan, it's pretty terrifying. I mean, these riders have a lot of, you know what I mean, to get that close to the wall at top speed.
Absolutely. It's going to be pretty close racing throughout the field. A lot of laps. We had a little bit of lap traffic in some of the races. That was definitely a factor as the street sweeper is just about done. We'll get into qualifying action. And Ricky, something that is new this year that, well, it's new for everybody, but obviously it's new for you, is these starting grids, only 4 people on each row to kind of spread them out and stop all the big first turn pileups. So what is your thoughts on the 4 riders on each row?
I like that, but here's the other thing that I want to talk about that's new for this year is having timed races. Because usually the timed races, the time just goes by through, and then, you know, the time runs out, they get 2 laps. I know it's the same amount of time for all these races, but for some reason, last night seemed really long, and I know the riders were absolutely exhausted. Even though it's the same amount of time, it just seemed a little bit longer last night.
Well, it sure was, and like I said, the lap traffic was definitely a factor. You mentioned it earlier. Breyer lapped all the way up to 7th place. There's 7 riders on that lead lap, so we'll get a quick word in from our local sponsors. Street Sweeper is just about done. When we come back, it'll be qualifying time here at the Devil's Bowl. Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas is a commercial and industrial roofing and sheet metal company based out of Dallas, Texas that proudly supports the American Flat Track Racing Series. For more information, go to roof-systems.net or give us a call at 469-730-2043. It is the Roof Systems Dallas Half Mile presented by Law Tigers, Progressive American Flat Track, round 10 of the 16 race series. They're firing them up over there in the holding area right now. 1 will lead them out, Briar Bauman. 9, Jared Meese. 69, Sammy Halbert. 37 is Bronson Bauman. 92, Brandon Price. 23, Jeffrey Carver Jr. 67, Davis Fisher. 20, Jared Vanderkoy. 79, Dalton Gauthier. Here they come. They'll see the yellow flag for the first time. That's Raymond Rizzo with Motor Racing Outreach. He'll wave the yellow, just letting them know to take this first lap under caution, get up to speed. The clocks will start next time by for all these riders. And I highly recommend getting the app. Get on your smartphone, get on your tablet, watch it at home. You can keep track of the live timing and scoring just like I have up here in the booth. There's a good look at the 23, Jeffrey Carver Jr., the Wizard. This is qualifying. 6 laps for all 3 classes and 2 rounds. We'll take the fastest lap out of round 1 or round number 2. That will get them qualified into their semifinals. So we're looking for the fastest time right now. So they're not out here racing against each other, even though some people will go out there and try to do some racing just to see how they stack up with each other. Briar Bauman has a quick time so far, 2:1.395, taking over where he left off last night. 2:1.395 now, even faster this time by. Davis Fisher goes to the top spot, the 67. 2:1.342. The 67 bike is the quickest on the racetrack. Sammy Halbert currently 3rd. Jared Meese at the back of the pack. He is currently in the 4th position. This is qualifying. AFT Super Twins presented by Vance and Hines. Fastest bike on the track is the 67, Dashin' Davis Fisher. He might have a little bit of an advantage. Gianni Go turning the wrenches on that Indian motorcycle. Now Jared Meese goes to the top spot. The 9 at the back of the pack is in the top spot now. 2:1.260. 2:1.26. What they're gunning for now. Davis Fisher sitting 2nd. There's a look at the crews that come off of 4 down the front straightaway. Now there's Fisher, still 2nd place. He's tracking down the 23 of Carver. Jared Meese at the top spot. 2:1.260. 6th lap qualifier out here. White flag is out for the 1 by Briar Bauman. He's currently 3rd on the speed charts. He kind of did this at Williams Grove, though. He didn't kind of show all of his cards until it was race time, until it was go time. So Briar out there leading every lap. Now Meese. Meese is still in the top spot. I'm sorry. That was his best lap, though. 2:1.260 is his best lap. His last lap at 2:1.341. So he's really consistent. Checkered flag is out for Briar Bauman, the big number 1. Davis Fisher currently sitting 2nd. Briar Bauman 3rd. Brandon Price is 4th. Sammy Halbert, Jeffrey Carver, Bronson Bauman, Gauthier, and Vanderkoy. So Jared Meese has the quick time, the 9 bike. Meese finished up off the podium last night. Got a 4th last night, trying to rebound with the win here tonight. Group number 2 getting set to go. The 4 is Brian Smith. 62, Dan Bromley. 27 got 3rd last night, Bugs Pearson. 95, J.D. Beach. 36, Colby Carlisle. 72, Larry Pegram. 12, Jay Maloney. 5, Jake Johnson. The 13 filling in for Brandon Robinson. That is Morgan Mishler. His 2nd time out on the Indian. This is qualifying. Love the speed shot right here on the front straightaway. Keep your eyes on the 62, Dan Bromley. He was up there looking for a podium spot last night. The seat came off after he hit the front straightaway wall. The seat came off a few laps later. The airbag suit went off, and then he also had some electrical issues underneath the seat. He ended up having to pull off on that 62 bike. He is one of the Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas riders. So he wants to do good here tonight. Again, the time to beat 2:1.260. 2:1.26. Jared Meese has the quick time. We'll see who's fastest on the track right now. As they go by the finish line area. Now Dan Bromley goes to the top spot. The 62 takes over the lead. Now Bugs Pearson does. Just as I say that, Bugs Pearson, the 27 bike, is the fastest on the track. Keep your eyes on Bugs. He's on a new team this weekend. He missed the last 4 rounds. Now he's on the 27 bike. Rackley Racing Country Saloon Indian. Bugs Pearson at the top spot, 2:1.195. Dan Bromley currently 2nd, 2:1.240. Just barely ahead of Jared Meese, 2:1.260. So Bugs Pearson at the top spot. He is looking for his career best finish here tonight. Bugs Pearson, the 27. He does have one second place finish to his credit, so he's looking to better that. He's looking for his first ever Grand National victory here in American Flat Track. Pearson still at the top spot, 2:1.195. Bromley sitting second, 2:1.240 is the white flag will fly next time by. There's a look at Bugs on the 27. White flag is out for the 62 of Bromley. There's Brian Smith third on the racetrack. Smith currently 11th so far. Katie Beach, the 95 in 7th. Brian Smith 11th. Kobe Carlisle 12th. Jay Maloney's 14th. Morgan Mishler back there in 15th. And his first go around on the Indian checkered flag is out for Dan DeMahon. Dan Bromley, the 62 bike, currently 12th in the point standings. 3 top 10 finishes so far here in 2020. Bugs Pearson, the 27 bike, quick time for Robbie Pearson, 2:1.195. That was AFT Super Twins presented by Vance and Hines class. Now we're going to switch our attention over to the AFT Production Twins, production-based motorcycles. There's Texas Terry Poovey out here coming to watch the racing. There he is. He's right there on the front straightaway, ladies and gentlemen. He's getting pushed in to watch some qualifying action here tonight. It's good to see Terry back at the racetrack. Production Twins on the track right now, 43. That is James the Rocket Rispoli, the 1, Corey Texter. There's Poovey. You guys are awesome. Corey Texter on the 1 bike. Ryan Barnes, the 68, 25. Ben Lau, 64. Danny Eslick, 49. Chad Coase, 42. Jeremiah Duffy, the 60. Came out in Group 2 last time. That is Nick Armstrong. Looks like we have 14 competitors, so it looks like the 10 bike is a scratch. It's Johnny Lewis. Scratched the Royal Enfield for tonight, so we're down to 14 bikes. This is AFT Production Twins. Last night's winner was the 43, James Rispoli. He's at the top spot. Chad Coase chasing him down on the 49. Second on the racetrack is the 1 bike, our reigning champion, Corey Texter. Chad Coase at the back of the pack on the 49, Harley. Doing double duty last night. Had to go back to back. Rode the Production Twins main. Got off the podium, went and jumped on his single. A few riders are doing that. Jeremiah Duffy goes to the top spot, the 42 bike. There he is on the screen, Jeremiah Duffy. Duffy on the 42 bike in the top spot, 2:1.498. Duffy on the Sammy O Racing ERT Mike Butler Racing Kawasaki. Your quick time so far, 2:1.498. Rispoli second. Corey Texter now is doing a little bit better than he did last night, sitting third fast as the white flag comes out. The last lap of this session. You see the back tail section on that 68 bike bouncing up and down, so it's maybe coming loose on that 68 bike. Barnes. Here comes the checkered flag for your leader. The 43, the Rocket, James Rispoli. Texter right there on the 1 bike. Barnes on the 68. 25, Ben Lau. 64, Eslick. Duffy, the 42 bike, quickest on the racetrack. And here comes the 49, Chad Coase, coasting across the line on his Harley Davidson. So it's Jeremiah Duffy, quick time so far, 2:1.498 here in Production Twins. Group number 1. Group number 2 will be the 60 of Nick Armstrong, 96 Cody Johncox, 50 Jimmy McAllister, 31 Dylan Bell. Scratch the 10 of Johnny Lewis, 30 Brock Schwarzenbacher, 54 is Michael Inderbitson, and the 15 bike from Tulsa, Oklahoma, that is Gary Ketchum. Those are the bikes rolling onto the racetrack. Time to beat, 2:1.498. Production Twins, production-based motorcycles. So these bikes actually all started out their lives as production street bikes. They've been converted into flat track racing machines. In this Production Twins class, they cannot be purpose-built race motorcycles, so that's why the Indians are in the other class. No Indians are allowed in no Indian FTR 12 or 750s are allowed in this class. Nick Armstrong out in front on the 60 bike. Armstrong finished up 8th last night. Behind him looks like John Cox, the 96 machine. He had a little bit of a mechanical issue last night. Cody John Cox finished up 13th last night. All the way from Attica, New York, runs the entire circuit with this new American Flat Track. There's Dylan Bell, the 31. Got a top 10 finish last night with a 10th place. McAllister goes up the racetrack in turn number 2, and Gary Ketchum follows him up the racetrack. Up the banking in turn number 2. The sun setting outside turn number 3. Starting to go down. Armstrong out in front, the 60 bike. Leslie Brothers Racing, Yamaha MT-07. 31, Dylan Bell up to the 9th spot so far. Inderbitsen now goes up to 8th. Michael Inderbitsen, the 54. The Weirbach Racing entry. Weirbach Racing Kawasaki USA General Engineering sponsors on that number 54 in the twins class. Schwarzenbacher, the 30 bike. Got a 9th place finish last night, racing Unlimited Hot Rods, Hot Cams Kawasaki. 6 laps for all of our competitors in qualifying, 2 rounds. Take the fastest time out of round 1 or round number 2. That'll qualify them into a semifinal. There's the white flag for the 60 bike. Nick Armstrong. Good look right there at the 54 of Inderbitsen. He's got the RMR Honda colors on out here on his twin. He'll be on his RMR Honda here in just a second, so he's got to go back to back. This is Group 2. Checkered flag is out. Fastest in production twins is the 42, Jeremiah Duffy. 2:1.498 carries some momentum into tonight. That was our production twins qualifying. Up next, we go straight into our AFT singles. After that, we're going right back into the final round of qualifying. No more track prep for just a little while, so we'll keep on rolling with the qualifying action. We'll go into the AFT singles presented by Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorneys. Up next, 32, Dallas Daniels. 17, Henry Wiles. 15, Mikey Rush. 18, Max Whale. 48, Trent Lowe. 105 is Brandon Kitchen. 38 is the Dean Machine, Tanner Dean. 13, Morgan Mishler. 49, Chad Coase. 211, Trevor Bruner. 52, Shayna Texter. 54, Michael Inderbitsen. He's got to jump off one bike and jump onto the single. 99, the frequent feature, Kevin Stallings. Those bikes on the track. Qualifying, round number 1. AFT singles. The singles mean single-cylinder motorcycles for you new fans. These bikes came off the factory floors, the showrooms, as motocross bikes. We'll lower them down, put wider wheels, different tires. The Dunlop tires, obviously. Some people do different exhaust. And then they go race the flat track. Different suspension. There's Shayna Texter. She's not having the year that we expected her to have. Shayna out there on that 52. That's the Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. KTM 52, the winningest AFT singles rider in history. Max Whale. They say he likes the nickname Killer, but we are calling the Kundu Kids. We've got a couple of nicknames. Does the 18. Picked up his first win of his career at Volusia early on. Round 1 of qualifying. Morgan Mishler at the top spot. Now Dallas Daniels goes to the top of the class. 2:1.203 for the 32. That's last night's winner. Last night he had a quick time in the main event, 2:1.477. So it's quick time here in qualifying, 2:1.203. Wiles goes up to second. Morgan Mishler is now third. One bike off the pace a little bit of that straightaway. Now he gets going again. I just struggled over there in turn 1 and 2 as you got to go up the hill into turn number 2, onto the back straightaway, and then down into turn number 3. Very unique racetrack. The 48, Trent Lowe, currently 5th. White flag is out for Dallas Daniels. Behind him, Henry Wiles, the Hammer, new nickname. Finished 3rd last night, behind his teammate Michael Inderbitsen and behind Dallas Daniels. There's Trent Lowe going into turn 1. Chad Coase at the back of the pack. Checkered flag is out right here for Double D, Dallas Daniels. Wiles behind him. There's Whale across the line, Mikey Rush, and the rest of the gang. Brandon Kitchen across the line. There's Shayna Texter. 13, Morgan Mishler up there in the 3rd spot right now. Mishler 3rd. Dallas Daniels has a quick time, 2:1.203. One more group to go here in round number 1. of qualifying. 44, Cameron Smith will lead him out. 51, Cole Zabala, who had mechanical in that first round of practice. 11, Andrew Luker. 19, James Ott. 169, Aiden Rusevens. 96, Jesse Janish. 31, Dylan Bell. 156, Jordan Jean from Michigan. 153, a new name to us, a little bit new, is Aaron Kennedy from Colorado. 192, Kyler Adams. 151, Tyler Raggio was in a transfer spot last night. The bike let go going into Tournament 3. Put him down, actually. He's all right. And the 107, Blake Steinwagner from Illinois. Here we go. Group 2. First round of qualifying for the AMT singles presented by Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorneys. It's like Cameron Smith out in front, the 44 bike, in front of Cole Zabal on the 51. Couple of Hondas out in front. Oh, that's the 99 Stallings, so he slid the 99 into group number 2. So Stallings out in front. 51 Zabala behind him. There's a 19 of James Ott at the back of the pack, and Cameron Smith at the very tail of the field, the 44 bike way at the back. Qualifying session round 1. First round of qualifying. 99 Stallings still out in front. Currently 17th quick though, so he's out in front. Leading every lap. Jesse Janish up to 7th on the 96 bike. He makes his home in Irving, Texas, originally from Wisconsin. There's a look at the back straightaway right there, and there's actually Jesse Janish just goes onto the screen, but that back straightaway is a big arcing back straightaway. That was a very good look at it from the turn 3 camera. Here's the front straightaway, straight line. Janish, the double J, JJ96 now, runs that to honor his friend Alec Lee. Janish on the 96 bike, D&D Cycles, Husqvarna, the only Husky out here in the singles class. White flag is coming out for your leader. Stallings across the start-finish line. Still in 17th though. Janish still in 7th on the 96 bike. White flag is out. James Ott, the 19. Back in 21st right now. Cameron Smith up to 8th on the 44 bike as the checkered flag comes out. The 99, Evan Stallings from Indianapolis, Indiana. There's 11 of Andrew Luker currently 9th. Janish on the 96 is 7th. So it looks like Dallas Daniels will be the quick time here in round number 1, 21.203. They just hollered at me on the radio. We're going to go straight into Super Twins. Final round of qualifying, so we're going to get back on track. Super Twins, final round of qualifying should be up next. Super Twins, qualifying round 2 should be coming up in just a moment. Take a look at the times from round 1. Robbie Pearson has the quick time so far in the Super Twins class. 21.195. Dan Bromley currently second, 21.237. 21.260. Sitting third is Jared Meese. All right, they're going to do a little bit of track maintenance real quick. They're going to do a real quick break. We're going to come back in about 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. About a 5-minute break. We'll be right back with our second round of qualifying right here at the Devil's Bowl.
Over 40 years ago, Russ Brown set out on a mission to help injured riders. We fight for the rights of riders every day because we are riders and we know what you're going through.
If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, don't fight the insurance companies with just any lawyer. Call 1-800-4BIKERS.
These guys will have your back. If you go down, Call Russ Brown.
Motorcycle Attorney.
Inside every Yamaha lives the heart and soul of a competitor. The DNA of a champion. When you ride with us, it revs your heart and becomes a part of you too.
On October 2nd and 3rd, on the red clay of Dixie Speedway, the 2020 Progressive American Flat Track Championship continues. The world's fastest dirt track motorcycle racing returns to battle on October 2nd and 3rd for the 2020 Yamaha Atlanta Short Track, presented by Law Tigers. Secure your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
We are at the Devil's Bowl Speedway, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Roof Systems Dallas Half Mile, presented by Law Tigers. Progressive American Flat Track, round 10 of the 16 race series here in 2020. Staging up over there outside the back straightaway is our second and final round of qualifying for the AFT Super Twins, presented by Vance and Hines class. The time to beat is Bugs Pearson, 21.195. The 27 made a change. He actually was riding for RJ Performance. Now he's on the Rackley Racing Country Saloon Indian. The 27 bike skipped 4 rounds as he's back on the circuit. Got third last night, finished up in the third spot last night, so he's looking to do a little bit better than that here tonight. Dan Bromley's second fast after the first round, 21.237. Jared Meese is currently third, 21.260 on the 9 bike. Davis Fisher, the 67, is fourth, 21.342. And Briar Bauman is now fifth on the 1 bike, 21.363. They're staged up and ready to go. Group 1 looks like this. The 1 of Briar Bauman, 9 Jared Meese, 69 Sammy Halbert, 37 Bronson Bauman, 92 Brandon Price, 23 Jeffrey Carver Jr., the 67 Davis Fisher. Those riders right there are all on the Indian FTR 750. The next 2 are on the factory Harley-Davidson Vance and Hines bikes. The 20 Jared Vandekoy and the 79 Dalton Go Time Go TA. Here they come on to the track. Final round of qualifying. The way they finish up qualifying will give their starting lineups into their semifinals. And how they finish in the semifinals will put them on their starting line for their main event here in the Super Twins class. Super Twins, final round of qualifying. We took a real short break. Track was ready to go. They did a little bit of sweeping on the front straightaway, just getting some of the marbles off of there. Big P, our flagman, gives them all the green flag. There's a look at Sammy Halbert, the 69 bike. Got on the podium last night with a second place finish. His second of the year. He has one bad finish at the Springfield Mile. He had a lot of head shake. He won the Springfield Mile one. Second day, he actually pulled off in that main event, so he ended up with a 15th place finish. So without that 15th spot, he might be up there battling a little bit closer to Jared Meese and Briar Bauman. Briar goes into turn 1 on the 1 bike. Our current points leader with 194 points. Worst finish for Briar this season is a 7th place finish at the Springfield Mile 1. Other than that, 1st, 2nd, and 1/3. So Briar's been on fire here in 2020. Briar Bauman up to second on the speed charts. Now Jared Meese dropping it down to 21.004. Your new quick time, the 9 bike, Jared Meese, 21.004, his best lap in this session, which is best overall. Briar Bauman moves up to second, 21.009, so 5 one-thousandths of a second off between Meese and Bauman. That's less than a blink of an eye. Sammy Halbert currently third on the 69 bike. Bugs Pearson fourth. No times on Pearson here in this round. Pearson, oh, that's why, because he's in round number 2 there. He's in group number 2. That's my fault right there. I saw no times up there. They gave me a combined list right here, so that's why he has no times. That worried me. I thought Pearson didn't make it out. He'll be out in that next group as the checkered flag is already out. Jared Meese up to the top spot, the 9 bike, 21.004 as he's caught up to the factory Harleys right here at the checkered flag. Look at the braking bumps right there. You can really see that back tire bouncing up and down as they go into turn number 1. That was Jared Meese. He's got the quick time, 21.004. Briar Bauman second, 21.009. Sammy Halbert third, Bugs Pearson fourth from his first round, so the track got a little bit faster, or these guys made some changes to their bikes to make them a little bit faster. Up next, practice group number 2, final round of qualifying, I should say. 4, Brian Smith, 62, Dan Bromley, 27, Bugs Pearson, 95, J.D. Beach, 36, Colby Carlisle, 72, Larry Pegram, 12 by Jay Maloney, 5 is Jake Johnson, and 13 is Morgan Mishler. Getting set to go. This is our final group of qualifying as they roll onto the track. 6 laps the distance. Bugs Pearson had quick time in round number 1. He's sitting 4th right now. 3 bikes went faster in that last group. Get up to speed and come onto the racetrack outside the back straightaway, right before the entrance of turn number 3. Brian Smith second on the racetrack on the 4 bike, the factory Harley Davidson Vance and Hines bike. Keep your eyes on the 62 Larry Peg. I'm sorry, 62's Dan Bromley. He's currently 6th quick overall. He is the leader into turn number 1. Did very well at Williams Grove. 2 top 5 finishes, both 5th place there at Williams Grove, his home track. From Warrington, Pennsylvania. 62 of Bromley, currently 12th in the point standings. Sponsored by Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas. Leads him across the finish line right there on the 62 bike. Still in 6th, 21.214. Robbie Pearson 4th. Pearson's best time in this session, a 21.340, so his best time is from the first session, 21.195. Leader across the finish line, Bromley, Smith. Pearson's caught up to the back tire of Brian Smith going into turn number 1. Then the Estenson Yamahas, 95 JD Beach in front of Colby Carlisle, who won here at the Steve Nace All-Star races back here in 2014. The last time I was actually here at the Speedway. Pearson gets by Brian Smith. This might open up the track for him, get a little bit of clean air, as they say. Out front, 62 Bromley. Still in 6th right now. Best lap overall for Bromley, 21.214. That is in this session as the white flag comes out. Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas rider. Now Bugs Pearson up to second on the track. And that last time by, 21.340. Actually, last time for Pearson, 21.467, so it did not get any faster. The Estenson Yamahas maybe working together out there. Checkered flag will come out for the 62 of Dan Bromley across the finish line. Bugs Pearson 27, Smith, J.D. Beach, Colby Carlisle, Larry Pegram, the 5 of Jake Johnson, RJ Performance Height Trucking entry, 12 of Maloney, the 13 Morgan Mishler. Mishler up to the 15th spot, his first time out on the Indian motorcycle, the Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas rider. So that's it for qualifying for the Super Twins. Now we'll go into Production Twins, their final round of qualifying. So Jared Meese is our quick time, 21.004. Briar Bauman is second. Sammy Halbert is third. They are all 3 in the top 3 in the point standings. So the cream is definitely rising to the top here in the 2020 season. Production Twins rolling out next. They'll be coming out into according to their point standings. 43 Rispoli should lead them out. Corey Texter will be on the 1 bike. 68 is Ryan Varnes. 25, Ben Lau. 64, Danny Eslick. 49, Chad Coast. 42, Jeremiah Duffy. That is group number 1. We did have a scratch in this one. The 10 of Johnny Lewis on the Royal Infield said, I'll try to be back by Atlanta. Had a mechanical issue after qualifying in at 4th. Yesterday was 4th quick, I believe, in practice, I should say. Said, I'll try to be back at the next round as we go to the Dixieland Speedway, Atlanta, Georgia, next weekend. Actually, technically, it's Woodstock, Georgia, just outside Atlanta, just like we're in Mesquite, Texas, just outside Dallas here at the Devil's Bowl. Quick time so far in the Production Twins, Jeremiah Duffy, the 42 bike. First round is a 2:1.498. That is what everybody is going for as the green flag is waving from Big P, our flagman. Six laps the distance. They stretched it out because we've never been here before. It was originally scheduled for 4 laps, but we might as well give them 6. Get a couple extra laps in here since we've never raced, or these riders have never raced here before. The last round of qualifying. The way they qualify will give them their starting lineup for their semis. Rispoli on the 43 bike. 25 Ben Lau had a mechanical issue that last round. Looks like he's got that going again. Not sure if he jumped on a backup motorcycle or if he's just got the primary bike going again. Duffy near the back of the pack. So is Corey Texter at the very back of the pack. Chad Coast has the quick time, 2:1.367. 2:1.367 for Chad Coast. The times are dropping. Corey Texter currently second, 2:1.427. Rispoli back there third. Duffy, who was quickest earlier, he's not as fast in this session. So evidently the track might be changing, or maybe they're trying a few different adjustments to that motorcycle, but Duffy is back and forth. Chad Coast, the California kid, in the top spot right now. The white flag is out in this qualifying session. Rispoli still in third. Barnes is 5th. Ben Lau is 6th. Danny Eslick is 7th. Well, last lap. Qualifying for the AFT Production Twins. Checkered flag is out. A couple more riders take that checkered flag. Duffy at the back of the pack with Corey Texter. Chad Coast now your quick time, 2:1.367 for the 49 by Corey Texter, currently second. 2:1.427. So yeah, Chad Coast pulled off a little early because he's got to come back out in the singles class. A couple riders are doing double duty here today. Morgan Mishler is one of them. He was out there on his single. He's also riding in the Super Twins class, filling in for the 44 of Brandon Robinson. Up next, group number 2. My fault right there, is the AFT Production Twins. 60 bike Nick Armstrong will lead him out. 96 Cody Johncox, 50 Jimmy McAllister, 31 Dylan Bell, 30 bike Brock Schwarzenbacher, 54 is Michael Enderbitson, who's also doing double duty, riding singles and Production Twins, and the 15 Gary Ketchum as they roll on to the track. Gary made his first ever Grand National main event in the Premier class last year at the Sacramento Mile, getting his double-digit number. Was running a triple digit. There's Schwarzenbacher getting up to speed. The 54 for Enderbitson in the back of the pack. 6 laps. Armstrong from Norco, California. His dad and his uncle actually used to help Wayne Rainey way back in the day, who runs the Moto America Road Race Series now, but that's why he runs the number 60 to kind of honor Wayne Rainey's first national number. 96 John Cox right there. There's the 50 by Jimmy McAllister, Kawasaki of Reno entry. Jimmy from Petaluma, California. 31 Dylan Bell from Hoisington, Kansas. Bell on the Wayne Moore Martin Trucking TNR Racing Harley Davidson XG 750. More and more Harley dealerships getting back involved in flat track. You can buy these XG 750s from your local Harley dealership. They are built by Vance and Hines, ready to go racing. Dylan Bell right there in the 3rd spot. Behind him is McAllister. Chad Coast quick time. He was in that first session. Fastest on the racetrack right now is the 31 of Dylan Bell. 2:1.562. His last lap was his quickest lap. Slides Ben Lau back one position. Nick Armstrong, the 60 bike, currently 10th. John Cox is 11th. Dylan Bell, again, another quick lap right there, still in the 6th position overall. White flag coming out next time by. Last lap, Production Twins qualifying, Group 2. We're almost all done with qualifying. Opening ceremony is coming up in 28 minutes. Checkered flag will come out this time by for your leader. 60 Nick Armstrong. 96 John Cox, 31 of Bell. Caught up to John Cox near the end. There's McAllister on the 50 bike. And here comes a group of 3 riders. Gary Ketchum, Michael Inderbitzen, and Brock Schwarzenbacher across the finish line. So we have 2 groups remaining here in our qualifying. AFT Singles presented by Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorneys are up next. 32, last night's winner, Dallas Daniels, has 4 wins on the season. He won at Volusia. He won the Springfield Short Track, and he won Williams Grove, and he won here last night. Dallas Daniels is on fire. He will lead him out on the 32. 17, the Hammer, Henry Wiles, has 1 win at Indy, has 6 podiums. Third in the point standings now is Mikey Rush. He moved up 1 position after last night's finish. He has 1 win at Williams Grove and 3 podiums. 15, Mikey Rush. 18, Maxwell. He also has 1 win on the season at Volusia. 7 top 10 finishes so far for Maxwell. And then we got Trent Lowe moving up to the 5th spot in the point standings. He moved up 1 position ahead of the 105 of Brandon Kitchen, who is currently in the 6th spot. 7th in the points is 38, Tanner Dean. Morgan Mishler is 8th. 9th in the points is 49, Chad Coase. 211, Trevor Bruner is 10th. 52, Shayna Texter. 54, Michael Inderbitzen. That is group number 1 here of qualifying. Round 2, final round of qualifying for the AFT Singles presented by Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorneys. Daniels goes in a little bit off the groove down there, turn number 1. Wiles makes a little bit of a brake check right there. Wants to let these 2 Yamahas get out in front of him a little bit, have somebody to chase after, I think. I think he's doing that on purpose. Wiles going to try to chase down these 2 Yamahas. Last round qualifying, the Estenson Yamahas 1 and 2. Estenson Yamaha Racing Monster Energy Yamahas. The young phenom, 32, Dallas Daniels, the Double D. Michael Rush, one of the veterans out there on the 15 bike. Wiles behind him. He's got company on the back tire. Somebody's tracking down the 17 bike of Wiles. One of the S&C Yamahas goes wide. Here comes everybody through, so Dallas Daniels still out front. It's the 105 of Brandon Kitchen closing up on Wiles. Now Rush is there, and here comes the Dean machine, Tanner Dean, the 38 bike, making his way towards the front. Tanner Dean up to 2nd. That was a 2nd quick time so far for Tanner Dean, 2:1.321. So it's still Dallas Daniels with a quick time from the first round. Quickest time in this session was his last lap of 2:1.389. Now it drops a little bit further, 2:1.354. So his first round was still faster for Dallas Daniels. Red flag is out. Red flag is out. Looks like we had somebody having an issue in 3 and 4. Now he gets it going, but the red flag did come out. Taking a look over here, see who it is. It's the 38 bike. Tanner Dean looks like he threw it down. He's kicking on his left side of the motorcycle. There's the Tanner Dean. Looks like he's all right. So he's back up and rolling. So that's what you want to do. You want to get up as fast as you can and keep on going so you're out of harm's way. That's for sure. So the red flag did come out. We'll restart this one. They might take them back to the hot and cold box over there on the back straightaway. So Tanner Dean went down over there. We didn't see it. There's Chad Coase doing a little wheelie, having a little bit of fun. That front wheel stopped pretty quick. Might have to loosen up the axle nut on that so that front wheel will spin a little bit better. So everybody else goes to the hot and the cold box right now. You're not allowed to work on your motorcycles, even in practice and qualifying. 38 was the rider that went down. Get everything sorted out when the 38 bike is ready to go. Looks like the track is okay. It's hard to see off to our left For the folks that are here on the front straightaway, we're looking straight into the sun. You see how high they are up on the back straightaway right now. Everybody's gathered up right where they enter and exit the racetrack. Don't forget, stop by and see the rookie class of '79. They've got some Scotty Parker factory Harley-Davidson race jackets on sale. They have been signed. They're selling them to raise money for injured riders that get injured in our sport down there. Stop by and see the rookie class of '79. They have one Valentino Rossi hat and one Valentino Rossi signed shirt left. Stop by and get them. They said those hats were $200. They've got one left at $150. That money goes to help out injured riders in the sport of flat track. They've got a whole lot more stuff down there. I've seen earlier they had the Joe Kopp steel shoe from earlier when he raced this year. Also, they got several other items down there. I saw a boomerang from Maxwell from Australia, signed by Maxwell. So, again, that's just to raise money for injured riders in our sport. Track is just about cleared up. When we get the A-OK, we'll send them out. Tanner Dean was the rider that went down the 38 bike. It looked like was kicking his left foot peg, trying to get that thing to go back down, get that dirt out from in between where the foot peg hinges up and down. Raymond Rizzo, our racing chaplain down there, helping out with the assistant flagman. Raymond's good to see you, sir. He'll be taking care of our invocation a little bit later on. Always good to see when Raymond Rizzo is at the track each and every round of the American Flat Track Series. He holds a chapel service virtually now. He records it and sends it out. You can click it. He also does a Sunday chapel service for a lot of our racers, so check him out on Facebook if you want to check out Raymond Rizzo. And he doesn't go by the Bible, but he brings you what the man above wants you to hear. He relates it to racing. It's very cool what Raymond Rizzo does for our racers. They travel every week, and some of them aren't home on Sundays to go to church. So Raymond Rizzo, our racing chaplain out there on the start-finish line. Wiles out in front now. The 17 bike takes off early. Dallas Daniels fourth on the racetrack. So Wiles says, hey, you guys follow me for a little while. There's the Dean machine near the back of the pack with Chad Coase. This is it for qualifying round one. Still Dallas Daniels. Now he has a quicker time after the red flag at 2:1.132 for Dallas Daniels. Brandon Kitchen up to second. His last lap was the fastest, 2:1.197 as the white flag comes out. Wiles, last time by was his fastest lap at 2:1.309. Now Rush moves into fourth with his best lap at 2:1.240. The track is either getting faster or these kids are getting it figured out. Dallas Daniels back on top, 2:1.132. Wow. Kitchen second on the 105 bike. Checkered flag is out. Wiles, the 17 bike, back in fifth. Now he's up to fourth on that last lap as a checkered flag flies here in group number one. Inderbitson, Mishler slowing down right here. Tanner Dean and Chad Coase. So it's Dallas Daniels, our points leader, with a 2:1.132. The track got faster after they had that red flag. I don't know what happened, but the top five all went faster those last couple of laps. So it's Dallas Daniels, your top spot. Brandon Kitchen second. Mikey Rush is third. Wiles, and the next group is already rolling out. 99, Kevin Stallings. 44, Cameron Smith. 51, Zabala. 11, Andrew Luker. 19, James Ott. 169, Roos Evans. 96, Jesse Janish. 31, Dylan Bell. 156, Jordan Jean. 153, Aaron Kennedy. 192, Kyler Adams. 151, Tyler Reggio. On the 107, Blake Steinwagner. This is it for qualifying. After this, the fields will be set for all of the semifinals. Stallings out in front. The 99 bike, the freak of nature from Indianapolis, Indiana, led every lap of his last session, but didn't quite have the quick times. He is back down there 19th right now. So Stallings will try to find some speed, still in 19th. 153, Aaron Kennedy, Colorado rider, 22nd. Steinwagner, 24th. Dylan Bell, 10th right now, 2:1.402. So about 3/10 off for Dylan Bell. Cameron Smith, 13th on the 44 bike. Cameron Smith ended up 11th last night in the main event. The 99 bike did not make the main event. Kevin Stallings, 51. Zabala also did not make the main event last night. He's trying to hold off the 11, Andrew Luker. Luker finished 10th last night, gets by going into tournament 3. We mentioned this last night when Brad Baker was up here. The track is like a oversized Lodi cycle bowl, a slippery, wide blue grooves. You gotta know how to keep it on the groove. You gotta have throttle control to get off those corners. And you gotta let it all hang out when you slide into the corners, just like the Lodi cycle bowl out there in California. That's why I believe the California riders did so good last night, especially in this class. The white flag is out. Stallings, Luker, Zabala. There's Tyler Raggio. Raggio in his second race as a pro, up to 16th right now, 2:1.569. Jesse Janish out there on the Husqvarna, currently 12th. Dylan Bell still in 10th. The last lap checkered flag getting ready to come out this time by. 99 Stallings leads him to the checkered flag. Checkered flag is out. Quick time goes to the 32 of Dallas Daniels. He was quickest in round 1. He's quickest in round 2. The best time for Daniels, a 2:1.132. Dallas Daniels, our points leader, has your top spot. He'll be on the pole of the first semifinal. Brandon Kitchen is second, 2:1.197. Third is Mikey Rush, 2:1.240. Henry Wiles is fourth at 2:1.275. That was all in that last session. Those top 5 all in that last session found a little bit more speed. Wiles is fourth. Max Whale is fifth. 6th is Inderbitson. 7th is Tanner Dean. 8th is Morgan Mishler. Trevor Bruner is 9th. And Dylan Bell rounds out your top 10. That is it for our qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to take a break in the action right now. We're coming back at 7 o'clock. Opening ceremonies right here. We're Central Time Zone for you folks that are tuning in on Facebook Live, on Track Pass on NBC Sports Gold. 7 p.m. Central Time is opening ceremonies. They're pretty quick nowadays. We get straight into our Production Twin semifinals 1 and 2, AFT Singles semifinals 1 and 2, our AFT Super Twin semifinals 1 and 2, and then our 3 main events. That's what is in store. If you're here with us, race fans, go down there, check out the souvenir stand, American Flat Tracker Clothing Company. Get the event t-shirt. They've got hats. They've got previous race shirts. They've got all kinds of really cool stuff, and they also have the Sideburn magazine. It's a very different outlook on American Flat Track. It's got Flat Track from overseas. It's a really cool piece that you can read. You can take it home and read it a little bit later on too. Sideburn magazine on sale right here, the official magazine of American Flat Track. Stop by and check out the Law Tigers, the Rookie Class 79, Al Lamb's Dallas Honda, all that and much more right here at the Roof Systems Dallas Half Mile, presented by Law Tigers. We'll be back at 7 o'clock for opening ceremonies.
Let's get ready for our main event in American Flat Track. It's going to be a one-on-one duel for the win down to the last lap.
This is what I grew up watching. Riders talk, over 130 miles per hour, mile racetrack, hands off the handlebars. I love it.
The radical all-new Honda Talons are great fun, crazy fast, and handle great too. Come on in, pick up your ride, and then make your best deal right now at Al Lamb's Dallas Honda, dallashonda.com. A ride on a Harley-Davidson motorcycle can take you any weekend epic. It can turn a daily commute into an adrenaline fest. Find that pure freedom you've been searching for. Take a test ride on an all-new 2020 Harley-Davidson motorcycle at Dallas Harley-Davidson in Garland. 972-270-3962. There are humble heroes all around us. The ones who battle the pandemic on the front lines and put themselves last to take care of us first. At Dunlop, we want to honor these humble heroes by giving you the opportunity to nominate a healthcare worker or a first responder who went above and beyond the call of duty during the pandemic. One individual will be selected to receive a new 2020 Harley-Davidson XL 1200 Sportster Roadster. Submissions close November 15th, 2020. Visit DunlopHeroes.com. Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas is a commercial and industrial roofing and sheet metal company based out of Dallas, Texas that proudly supports the American Flat Track Racing Series. For more information, go to roof-systems.net or give us a call at 469-730-2043.
Welcome and thank you for joining us today. In accordance with CDC guidelines, we have enhanced sanitation procedures and implemented additional measures for social distance spacing and screening. Therefore, we strongly suggest that all guests wear a face mask, clean your hands often with soap and water or with alcohol-based sanitizer, and maintain social distancing of 6 feet between you and other parties. We appreciate your cooperation during this unprecedented time. Help keep each other healthy and safe. We're glad you're here with us for another great evening of American Flat Track Racing.
I know you're going to walk up to the fan zone here at the Dallas Half Mile, perhaps get a fried pickle or fried peaches. Don't eat both at the same time. Definitely come over to the Law Tigers booth. They're giving away all sorts of cool stuff. There's 3 very pretty ladies here. 2 not so pretty guys. Maybe they're pretty without the mask. I'm not really sure. But Law Tigers did a lot for this event. They've been promoting it. And I can tell you personally about Law Tigers. See, Law Tigers are motorcycle attorneys. And for those of you that ride, you got to remember Law Tigers. I hope you never, ever get in an accident. But if you do, you call the Law Tigers. They're a big part of the motorcycle community. And they are attorneys that will take care of you. So if you go down, you don't want to worry about all the other stuff. Just contact Law Tigers. They're motorcycle attorneys. They ride. They're part of the motorcycle community. And right now they've got some free stuff. So by all means, you need to come up to the Law Tigers display.
Tom Duma Fine Jewelers is proud to be the official jeweler to American Flat Track, providing 3 custom championship rings for each class in 2020. TDFJ wants to be your jeweler. Check us out online for all your jewelry needs, from engagement rings to fashion jewelry to watches, in all price points to fit everyone's budget. Shop like a pro. Shop TDFJ.com. You don't take greatness for granted, and neither should your gear. We are Torch Eyewear, and we design sunglasses for protection, performance, and chasing your passion. For more information, visit our website at torcheyewear.com and click on our free Home Try-On program. Falcon Tires is proud to be the official light truck tire of American Flat Track. Choosing the right tire for your truck or SUV is critical, and Falcon has you covered, offering highway terrains to all-terrains through torture-tested mud terrains. For more information on Falcon's full line of Wild Peak products, please visit us at falcontire.com. The Vance & Hines brand has always been about enhancing the exhilaration of your motorcycle ride. It started over 40 years ago in California. Terry Vance always wanted to go faster, and Byron Hines knew how to make it happen. Today, Vance & Hines makes bikes go faster on the racetrack and makes great performance products for riders. See the full selection of Vance & Hines exhaust, VO2 air intake system, and Fuel Pack FP3 products at a retailer near you. Race fans, VP Racing Fuels offers a full line of power sports fuels, lubricants, coolants, and appearance products for track and street. From pro racers to weekend warriors, we help riders make more power. Ask your local power sports dealer.
American Flat Track is so unique because of how close the racing is.
Bar to bar, we have no front brakes, we're just drifting on dirt.
Elbow to elbow at 130 mile an hour just doesn't get any better.
The thrill of the speed definitely separates American Flat Track from the rest.
It's like one of the best shows in the world. You can't get anything better than that.
You can come and watch and see the whole track and see the whole race, and the bikes that we race, I mean, you can buy those as street trackers. So like, it's really cool to have that type of sport that the fans can do it too.
All the riders, most likely in any other sport, don't really hang out or train together, but we actually hang out and we're good friends. So it's fun to be in the sport and deal with the people we do. Flat track, it's like kind of a big family. We all know each other. We all know each other's business.
You see a lot of us riders training together in the off season, helping each other out, working together. Something you don't really see in other motorcycle sports.
Everyone is willing to help each other make it to the track to keep the sport alive. And that's what really makes the family aspect come together, because we all want to see each other succeed, but we also want to see the sport grow.
Dunlop is proud to be the official tire of American Flat Track. No other tire company has won more championships than Dunlop. And what we learned from our investment in racing is rolled into our street tires, such as the Dunlop K180, a street-legal version of the aggressive DT3 flat track tire. Dunlop, the official tire of American Flat Track. Whelen designs and manufactures reliable and powerful warning lights, white illumination lighting, sirens, controllers, and high-powered warning systems for various industries worldwide. Every part of every Whelen product is proudly designed and manufactured in America. On the road, in the air, and around the world, Whelen is trusted to be seen, trusted to be heard, trusted to perform. Brought to you by Yamaha and its best-in-class lineup of power sports vehicles. For more information on how you too can experience the pinnacle of performance both on and off-road, visit YamahaMotorsports.com.
Over 40 years ago, Russ Brown set out on a mission to help injured riders. We fight for the rights of riders every day because we are riders and we know what you're going through.
If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, don't fight the insurance companies with just any lawyer.
Call 1-800-4BIKERS. These guys will have your back. If you go down, call Russ Brown.
Motorcycle attorney!
There's the old saying, you don't know how fast you can go till you fall down, and there's a lot of truth to that.
I'm doing a sport that I love, and we all know it can go bad. And when those times that it does go bad, you want to be safe.
Just looking at the helmet, looking at the craftsmanship, you can tell why it's the best helmet out there.
When I put the helmet on, I know that I have the best in the business on my head, and for me, I've been wearing Arai helmets my entire career, and I'm pretty proud of that.
You own the job. The mornings that start too early. The nights that go too late. And every unexpected, unpredictable, unthinkable, unbelievable thing in between. You own it all. It's good to know you can rent whatever you need from people that do whatever it takes. Let's do the work.
The ones who never stop. The ones who never quit. Round and around. We don't make the champions, but we do make the tires. We are Dunlop.
The darkness is full of demons, hazy creatures who lurk in the shadows, prowling under the cloak of dusk. But we're not demons. We're beasts.
Motion Pro. We make innovative tools and products that help you maintain and repair motorcycles, ATVs, and UTVs. Like the patented Pro-Fill Air Chuck, helping you manage tire air pressure on your motorcycle, ATV, or UTV. Easily adjust the Pro-Fill Air Chuck. Get past hot disc brake rotors with the pivoting angled head. Connect it with an airline. Or pair it with a Motion Pro digital tire pressure gauge. Reach for the Pro-Fill Air Chuck to manage your tires. Get yours at motionpro.com or visit Power Sports stores nationwide.
On October 2nd and 3rd, on the red clay of Dixie Speedway, the 2020 Progressive American Flat Track Championship continues. The world's fastest dirt track motorcycle racing returns to battle on October 2nd and 3rd for the 2020 Yamaha Atlanta Short Track, presented by Law Tigers. Secure your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
Mobile View has been providing state-of-the-art LED video screens to sporting and special events throughout the U.S. and Canada since 1999. We use our vast experience of thousands of events to help guide the process of finding the right size screen to help make your event a memorable experience for your fans and sponsors. Tom Duma Fine Jewelers is proud to be the official jeweler to American Flat Track, providing 3 custom championship rings for each class in 2020. TDFJ wants to be your jeweler. Check us out online for all your jewelry needs, from engagement rings to fashion jewelry to watches, in all price points to fit everyone's budget. Shop like a pro. Shop TDFJ.com. Explore the full 2020 Indian motorcycle lineup, including the all-new Challenger, the ultimate American V-twin bagger. For more info and to schedule a demo ride, visit IndianMotorcycle.com. Always wear a helmet. Never drink and drive. ODI, the world leader in grip technology. Dedicated to providing the best grip for your type of racing, including flat track and V-twin. ODI developed the patented lock-on grip system, delivering easy installation and 100% slip-free performance guaranteed. ODI. Visit us at ODIGrips.com.
Check out the new VO2 air intakes from Vance & Hines. Billet Venturis help increase the flow of incoming air to boost performance. Industry-leading rechargeable filters help contribute to long-lasting performance. VO2 air intakes install in minutes, making it one of the easiest performance upgrades you can do to your ride. Start your championship season the same way we do at Vance & Hines. Take a deep breath.
Inside every Yamaha lives the heart and soul of a competitor. The DNA of a champion. When you ride with us, it revs your heart and becomes a part of you too.
The world's premier motorcycle international event.
It takes stout lads like them to go for this kind of competition.
It draws the who's who of cycling and the finest riders on 2 wheels competing, followed by thousands of loyal fans.
We tear our insides out to win. You can't think, you can't remember what you do or say. There is no thinking. Our hearts beat, but our minds are dead.
It's not easy to lean into turns at over 100 miles an hour.
Legalized insanity.
He's gonna score.
What's it all add up to? The most thrilling spectator sport in America. It adds up to life itself. It adds up to the pain of losing and the thrill of winning. To race is to live.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Devil's Bowl Speedway. It's the Roof Systems Dallas Half Mile presented by Law Tigers. It is Progressive American Flat Track, round number 10 of the 16-race series here in 2020. I'm Scotty Dubler, the voice of American Flat Track. It is time for opening ceremonies, and we're going to get started with opening ceremonies. It's going to be quick, fast, and in a hurry because you guys came to see some motorcycles. Here we go with third place in the point standings right now. He comes to us from Graham, Washington. He has 1 win in 2020, sponsored by Coolbeth, Nyla Racing, Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas. Make some noise for number 69, Slammin' Sammy Halbert.
Got Sammy Halbert up here with me right now. Let me get this. Okay, we've got Sammy Halbert with us right now. You know what you have to do if you end up on the podium tonight, don't you?
We're doing the shoey, right?
We're doing the thing where you're supposed to, what? If you win, or if you end up on the podium, what are you supposed to do tonight?
Pour the Voodoo Ranger in the boot that you win and take a shoey.
So that's what we're looking forward to tonight. If Sammy Halbert ends up on the podium, he is going to drink the Voodoo Ranger out of the boot trophy. Good luck tonight, Sammy Halbert.
Up next, currently second in the point standings from Sebastian, Florida, Indian Motorcycle, Progressive Insurance, S&S Cycle, SDI, Rogers Racing, the big number 9, the Jammer, Jared Mees.
All right, Jared. I'm not going to call too much attention to it, but it looked like there was a slight limp when you walked out here.
Nah, this is a rock right there.
Was that your kind of cool walk?
Yeah, there's a rock right there and I tripped on it.
How are you feeling? Because I know you made a little contact with the wall last night. This is kind of a scary track, right?
Yeah, that thing came up and got me, and then I got it again in the semi. I couldn't stay away from that thing, and then after the main event, it was over and everything all calmed down and the adrenaline went away. That thing ballooned up pretty good and got pretty stiff in store, but I was really surprised when I woke up this morning. It felt so much better this morning and today than it did last night, which usually it's the opposite with any kind of a sprain or anything like that, so. Anyway, yeah, I feel good, and I'm looking forward to tonight. You know, we were a little off last night, and wasn't myself. I didn't feel comfortable at all yesterday. We tried a lot of things. The team worked hard. We went to a completely different package for today, and the first lap out today, I was instantly comfortable. So big shout out to my team for working with me and staying behind me, the whole Indian Motorcycle Progressive Insurance team, and big shout out to Kenny and Bubba and Jimmy Wood with Olins for never stopping the grind, and knowing that there's a lot of belief in our team to win.
Second to the points, let's give it up for Jared Meese.
And last but not least is our current points leader and defending champion from Salinas, California. It's the Indian Motorcycle Progressive Insurance SNS Cycle Rider, the big number one. Make some noise for last night's winner, Briar Bauman.
All right, Briar. Last night, correct me if I'm wrong, there were only like 7 riders on the lead lap. It's not just that you won, you owned almost everybody, and you made it look sort of easy. Was it?
It wasn't. This track is it's really, really tricky, actually. I didn't expect it to be as tricky as it is. The turns 1 and 2 were so different from 3 and 4. It was tricky enough that we actually turned our bike upside down from yesterday to today, just trying stuff, trying to get a little bit more comfortable, try and gain a few tenths here and there for race time. Qualifying's kind of spotty for us right now, so we're just trying to look at the big picture. But those nights where it feels easy, it usually works really well. Usually the nights you try your hardest is the nights you struggle. So yeah, hopefully we can do that again.
That's your points leader, Briar Bauman.
Briar Bauman sitting on top of the point standings. He has been on fire so far. This is, again, the Roof Systems Dallas Half Mile presented by Law Tigers. Our next guest actually is the owner of Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas. He sponsors 10 riders in the field. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jerry Stinchfield.
All right, Jerry, very good to see you out here, and very good to see you in front of this Dallas crowd because, it's Dallas Roof Systems. You're very much involved in American Flat Track. Tell us a little bit about how much you are involved, other than just being the title sponsor.
Well, we have 4 Super Twins riders and about 4 singles riders, and we have 2 production riders we support in the sport.
You are also someone that has a little bit more experience. I know a lot of these riders haven't been on the Devil's Bowl Speedway because, we haven't been here for a while, but you have raced this track before.
I've ridden this racetrack a couple times, and it's tricky. But what I want to do is thank all the fans for coming out tonight. I also want to thank all the workers at Roof Systems that work hard so we can go spend money Grand National Flat Track racing. I want to thank my son, JC, for not complaining too much about how much money I spend doing it.
Okay, I want to show you one thing. One of the things that you guys are racing for is these rings. It'd be nice to see some of these championship rings, right? Absolutely. This is what you guys are racing for. And this is from Tom Dumas Fine Jewelers. These are the rings that the riders are riding for this year. Beautiful. Just beautiful custom-made rings. If you look at the back of them, this looks like a tire tread that's very similar to the Dunlop tires that these guys are riding out there. There's the number 1s on them that's made to look like a number plate. Beautiful, beautiful rings made by Thomas Dumas Fine Jeweler.
That was Ricky Rackman down there with Jerry Stinchfield from Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas. And up next, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to ask that everyone please rise. We'll go back down there to the trackside. We have our Invocation and National Anthem next. Up next, here is Ricky Rackman with Raymond Rizzo.
Again, I'd like everybody to rise and remove your hats for our Invocation from MRO, Raymond Rizzo.
Thank you, Ricky. Before I pray, I want to make mention of 2 riders that we lost 4 years ago this weekend, and that's Charlotte Kane and Kyle McGrain. So I'd like, as we pray, that you remember their families and reach out in your heart. Father, we thank you again for this amazing evening and the opportunity to do what we love. Thank you for your presence. You're always here. And I pray that you continue to manifest your presence in the family of McGrain and Kane. Bless in each and every one. Wrap your arms of love around them. We thank you for their lives, and we pray that you continue to bless. Father, tonight as we race, we're asking that you keep all riders safe from harm. I pray for recovery for those that are suffering injuries throughout this season. Help them to come back speedily. I pray also for their crew, their staff, all of their sponsors, everyone, their families. Bless them, I pray. Thank you again for the opportunity for all of our fans to gather. I pray that you strengthen them and their families, meet all their needs, exceed them, and may they see an awesome race tonight, those that are here and watching by TV. I pray, Lord, again for our country. I pray for unity. I pray that your peace would rule in every heart and every mind, and that you would also encourage those that are working so hard to provide that, provide freedom as well. And those that have served, I pray that you'd bless them, each one that is here. Thank you for all of our veterans. Bless them, I ask, in Jesus' name. And everyone said, amen and amen. God bless you.
Please remain standing for your national anthem. Okay, hold on a second. I know that I'm supposed to turn the mic back over to you, Scotty, but for just a moment, I want to talk to my friends out here in the grandstands. Okay, earlier you couldn't hear me. I know that you can all hear me right now, right? Okay, that was okay. I've traveled all around America with American Flat Track, and you talk to people, and you don't hear anybody say, oh no, we're Kansas proud. Oh no, we're California proud. But when you come to Texas, people say, oh yeah, we are Texas proud. You know better than anybody that when you're from Texas, you're proud. Texas strong. So do me a favor. When I ask you one more time if you can hear me, I want to hear how loud everybody at Devil's Bowl Speedway. We are out. It feels so good to leave our homes and be out for a great night of racing. From the top of your lungs, Devil's Bowl Speedway and Dallas, Texas. Can you hear me? I like it. Back to you, Scotty.
That's Reverend Ricky Rackman down there. You can support him on his Ricky's Ride. He raises money to help out several different charities every year. He takes care of our podium interviews, opening ceremonies up here in the booth. It's me, Scotty Dubler, and the 2013 Super Twins champion, the Bullet, Brad Baker. Brad, welcome up to the booth.
Thanks a lot, Scotty. It's awesome to be back here at Devil's Bowl Speedway for night number 2. I love this season where we're having 2 nights of racing. I mean, what's better than 1 night of racing? 2, of course. So it gives us extra racing to watch, and gives the racers, if they had a bad night the first night, they can get a little redemption for the second night, or try to make or keep going what they had for the first night for the guys that are up front.
Speaking of bad nights, last night some people were bouncing off the front straightaway walls. They said it came up in a hurry. We put some extra lighting down here to help these riders to see where the racetrack ends and the wall begins, but it made for some exciting action. Unfortunately, Brandon Robinson won't be with us the rest of the night. Morgan Mishler will be filling in on the number 13 Indian for Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas, but that's just part of the racetrack we have to deal with.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, I talked to all the riders, and they'd all said that the wall definitely comes up fast here coming off of turn 4. It's just kind of the shape of the racetrack. It's kind of a D shape to where the back straightaway you're kind of turning all the way down, and the front straightaway is a true straightaway. So when these guys are carrying so much momentum through 3 and 4, and then they finally get to where the front straightaway straightens out, they're kind of pointed towards the wall. So it is all that momentum shooting them out towards the outside wall. I just spoke to Brandon Robbins here about a half hour ago, and we're just talking about injuries and how sometimes, when things happen, it seems like they come in 2s and 3s. I mean, he broke his left ankle earlier here this year and healed up from that. And then he broke his right ankle last night from hitting it on the wall. And that's actually an ankle that he had already broke at Lima here a couple years ago. But thankfully, it doesn't have to have any surgery. And his doctor, Dr. Small from Houston, Texas, says that should be able to heal up just fine with no surgery and might be able to get back by Charlotte. So hopefully that's the case for Brandon Robinson.
That's Brandon Robinson. Of course, we have the medical staff down there sitting in the infield. They were right there. Johnny on the spot, met him in the pit area. They took the boot off. They looked it over. They did send him in for x-rays. It's a metatarsal. I'm not a doctor, but something on the top of his foot is what's broken. So he said he might be back next weekend. He's got to get doctor's release, of course, and then if not, he'll be back hopefully Charlotte, or if not, the season finale down there in Daytona at the short track just outside turn number 1. Up first, ladies and gentlemen, the first race of the night, AFT Production Twins semifinal 1 and 2. They'll be both 8 laps. They will all transfer to the main. The top 2 out of the semifinals in all 3 classes will put it on the front row of the main event. Brad, 4 riders on each row. How important is it to get a good finish in these semifinals?
It's super important. I mean, you only got one shot to be able to get on the front row here, in years past, you'd have a heat race, then a semifinal. Now it's just a semifinal and directly to the main event. So these guys got to come out here and be guns a-blazing to get on the front row. It makes your life a whole lot easier when you're able to start up front rather than being deeper in the field. Don't really get mixed up in any trouble. So these guys want to put in a good finish here right off the bat.
They're rolling out here onto the track. I'm sure they're going to give one siding lap. We did some track maintenance, put some water on the racetrack up above the groove. On the pole is your fast qualifier, the 49, the California kid, Chad Coast from Fremont, California. He's on the Wally Brown Racing, Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas. Vance and Hines Harley, 49, Chad Coast. Our points leader will start second, the 43 from Londonderry, New Hampshire. Latest Motors Racing, Pro Beam, Fast Track Racing, XG 750 Harley, the 43. Our points leader, James the Rocket Rispoli. Starting third, the riders bounced off the wall here, bounced off the wall at Williams Grove. He's getting every bit of the racetrack used up. That's the 68 Revin Ryan Varge. Fourth on the front row. It's the 25 of Ben Lau from Holly, Michigan. Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas, Yamaha. They're going to give him one lap to check out the track. So they'll call that the siding lap as Steve Moorhead makes his way around here. So they'll check out the racetrack. After they all get going, we'll go to row number 2. First spot on the inside of row number 2 is the 64 Danny Eslick, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. It's a Scott Power Sports McGrain Racing R&D machine bike. That is 64 Danny Eslick from up there in Oklahoma. 96 Cody Johncox, Attica, New York. Sunnyside Cycle, Luzak Racing, Yamaha. And the 15 Gary Ketchum, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Richard Harrison Racing, House of Kawasaki entry. The 15 bike starting tail of the field, Gary Ketchum. They will all make the main. Again, racing for their starting pick in the main. When you get to the main events, you get to pick your spot. In the semifinals, you can go where the leader goes outside to in or inside to out. So here we go with our first race of the night, Brad. The 2 XGs that have been so fast all season long are starting 1 and 2 here on the inside of row number 1.
Yeah, both Chad Coase and James Despoy look super strong on the Harley Davidsons. Let's see which one of them gets the best out of this semifinal.
All right, we'll line them up, getting set to go. Green light is on. The Harleys are going nowhere from the outside. Here comes Ben Lau. Now they're shifting through the gears. Looks like Chad Coase slides into second. Barnes goes to the high side up there, just up one notch above. Off at turn number 2, down the back straightaway to 25. But here comes the Harleys up the inside. Chad Coase goes into the lead.
Chad Coast squared him up a little bit, got a good run coming off of turn 2. Look at James Espoli already shoving it underneath. Chad Coast coming off of turn 4 takes over the lead.
I think in 2020, I think he wants to lead every lap.
Well, I mean, you always want to be up front. Look at Ryan Barnes slipping off the groove a little bit there. Shuffles himself back to 5th.
And that line did work last night. They just put some moisture on there. It might be a little bit slick still at this point. It should come in a little bit later on. Possibly we'll keep our eye on that second spot, or the second notch just above the groove, just off the groove. It's the 43 bike out front. Rispoli, Chad Coast in second. Ben Lau in the 3rd position. Eslick now 4th. Ryan Barnes in 5th. That's going to put him way back at the start of the main event if he finishes up in 5th.
He definitely has some work to do. You know, Ryan Barnes doesn't want to start that far back. He has to at least get up in the 4th to be able to start on the 2nd row.
Out front, the 43 continues to lead. That is Rispoli, 5 wins on the season. He has been on fire. Started the season with 3 second-place finishes and then turned it on.
Danny Eslick taking over 3rd place, gets underneath Ben Lau.
And here comes Barnes trying to come along with him, so trying to hang out the 25 out to dry, and Barnes trying to shove his way up the inside, looking for that 4th spot. Again, that's going to put him on 1 row further up towards the front if he can get by Ben Lau.
Oh, it's going to get close there. Whoa. He was all the way underneath the groove. He gets by Ben Lau, though.
Ben Lau did have to slip. I'm sure he felt that pressure and slipped up just a little bit. So that puts Lau back in 5th. Eslick in 3rd. 4th right now is Barnes on the 68 bike. That'll put him on row 2 of the main event if he can finish up there. The Harleys pulling away.
Yeah, James Rispoli leaving off where he, or starting off where he left last night. Looking super smooth here. He's been on a mission this year. I mean, him and the latest Harley-Davidson team been gelling really well. Joe Kopp helping out, setting that bike up, being a good race mentor for him, and it's definitely showing.
His best lap here in this semifinal, a 2:1.272. His best lap in the main event last night, a 2:1.586. Is the track that much faster, Brad?
It does look a little bit faster tonight. I mean, it's a tad bit smoother. The groove seems to be a little bit lower on the racetrack, so maybe taking a little bit shorter way around the racetrack makes it a little bit quicker as well. But I think this, the more smooth the groove is what's making the track that much faster tonight.
Last lap, white flag is out. AFT Production Twins semi-final number 1. They've kind of settled in there 1st and 2nd as Barnes gets by Eslick up to the 3rd spot. Last lap, semi-final number 1. It's going to be the 43. If he can keep her on 2 wheels, he'll bring it back around and pick up another victory. This time it's the semi-final win for the 43. James the Rocket Rispoli. Chad Coast is 2nd. Barnes is 3rd. Eslick 4th. Ben Lau slips all the way back to 5th. John Cox is 6th. And rounding out the field is Gary Ketchum on the 15 bike. So race number 1 is in the books. Another win for the 43 bike. Semi-final number 2 will come out to the track immediately. Just like the last one, 8 laps will be the distance. They all transfer to the main event. On the pole is our defending champion. It's the big number 1 from Willow Street, Pennsylvania, G&G Racing, Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas, Yamaha. It's the 1 bike, Corey Texter. Starting 2nd, he was fastest in qualifying in round 1. The 42, Jeremiah Duffy from Guilford, Indiana. It's the Sammy O Racing ERT, Mike Butler Racing Kawasaki. 31, Dylan Bell. It's about his 4th time out on this motorcycle from Hoisington, Kansas. It's the Wayne Moore Martin Trucking Harley-Davidson XG 750. Last bike on the front row is the 54. Another rider doing double duty tonight, Michael Inderbitson from Modesto, California. It's the Weirbach Racing Kawasaki USA entry. Row 2, 60 bike, Nick Armstrong, Norco, California on the Leslie Brothers Yamaha. The 30, Brock Schwarzenbacher, Beaver Dam, Wisconsin, Racing Unlimited Kawasaki. And rounding out your field, semi-final number 2, the 50 bike, Jimmy McAllister, Petaluma, California. It's the J-Mac Racing Kawasaki of Reno entry, number 50, Jimmy McAllister. Pole setter goes to the bottom of the racetrack. Any surprise there, Brad? That's what happened in the last race.
No, not necessarily. Corey Texter, he's usually one to let to go to the bottom side. I think that he can, shove it underneath everybody going into turn 1.
Corey Texter sitting 2nd in the point standings. He's got 156. James Rispoli, who won the last race, has 199. So it might be between those 2 racers. 3rd is 151. That's Ryan Barnes, who was in that last one. They're going to send him around for 1 lap to check out the track. A sighting lap. I believe they're going to do that every time they come to the racetrack. You can see a little bit of white down there underneath the groove. That looks like where the steel shoes are sliding. They have that steel shoe on their left boot. And then their tires are just a little bit above that right there. So that's what we see out there.
See how Corey Texter is running a spoked rear wheel on his bike. Usually it has the aluminum mag on the rear. Maybe he's electing to use that spoked rear wheel. Sometimes a spoke rear wheel actually gives a little bit more flex. Actually, I'm wrong here. That is a mag. I'm sorry. It looked like a spoke from up here. Sometimes guys usually try to use the spoke wheel, gives a little bit more flex, possibly hook up a little bit better.
And we talked yesterday when Davis Fisher hit the wall. I talked to them. They said, tell Brad he was right. It did get that rear wheel, bent the subframe, and a lot more on Davis Fisher's bike. We'll get back to that in a little bit. Let's go racing here. Semi-final number 2 of the production twins. Long yellow light. The first yellow light's on. Second yellow light, and we're waiting for the green. It is green. The front wheel's coming up on a couple of bikes, but it's Texter keeping that front wheel down. He'll take him into the first corner first.
Great hole shot by Corey Texter. That's one thing he's been spot on all year, is getting the starts.
That definitely will help if you can get a good start and try to get away from everybody else. C-Tex out in front, the one bike. G&G Racing Yamaha. He actually brought Ronnie Jones on board to help him out as a rider coach for this weekend.
Awesome. Well, former national number 16, Ronnie Jones, actually is number 16 right now because he made a national last year. Yeah, good guy to have in your corner.
C-Tex going to lead him off of turn 2 on the Yamaha Kawasaki. Jeremiah Duffy looked really good in that first round of qualifying. Wasn't quite as fast to back it up in that second round of qualifying. Maybe went back there, made some changes. Duffy right there in the second position. Behind him is the 31. That is Dylan Bell from Lexington, Kansas. He's riding both classes, the singles class and the production twins class. A lot of time on the racetrack. It's got to be paying off for some of these riders.
Definitely pays off. These guys can have more sights on the racetrack to figure things out. The only thing that might affect them is, towards the end of the main event and that second main event of the night for them, possibly getting a little bit of fatigue. I mean, this is a lot of laps around this racetrack.
Especially when we get into those main events, there will be timed races, and then so they're going way more laps than they ever have before. From fourth on back, it's a freight train, but out in front, it's kind of spaced out just a little bit. C-Tex last time by was a 2:1.573. His best lap so far, a 2:1.347. Let's see what Rispoli's best lap was, a 2:1.272. So Rispoli definitely has this place figured out so far.
Yes, Corey's going to have to pick it up quite a bit to be able to run with those guys. 0.3 of a second is, a straightaway after almost 10 laps. So.
Absolutely. So C-Tex doesn't know that right now. He's just going out there. He has nobody to chase after. He's just trying to lay down the fastest laps he can, because he'll either get first pick on the front row or second pick, depending on how fast this semifinal is.
Definitely. He's looking smooth right now. I mean, he was struggling a little bit last night. Looked like he just wasn't comfortable. The bike was getting out from underneath him a little bit, maybe a little bit of suspension setup problems, but he's looking a lot smoother here tonight.
C-Tex out in front, the number 1 G&G Racing Yamaha in the lead. Jeremiah Duffy in second. Dylan Bell starting to close up on second place just a little bit. A little bit of a break back to Inderbitzen, who is fourth. Schwarzenbacher in fifth. Nick Armstrong is sixth. Schwarzenbacher goes up a little bit. Here comes Armstrong up the inside, making that pass for the 5th position. Nick Armstrong worked his way from the second row, now looking, oh, here comes Schwarzenbacher, gets off the groove. There he goes up the track in 3 and 4 as the white flag comes out for the leader.
Schwarzenbacher is giving a really good effort, trying to run it into turn 3, carry the momentum around the outside, but you get off that groove a little bit. Sometimes it's a little bit slick, looked like it caught him off guard.
So he's going to end up fading back just a little bit. Here comes the checkered flag out for your reigning champion, the big number 1, Radical Racer 65. Corey Texter taking the win, semifinal number 2. There's Jeremiah Duffy coming home second. Dylan Bell is third. Fourth is Inderbitzen. Fifth is Armstrong. Sixth is Schwarzenbacher. And seventh is Jimmy McAllister, all the way from Petaluma, California. That was it for our production twins semifinals. Up next, we will go down to the singles, which means single-cylinder motorcycles. 450s to be exact. They'll be coming up next. AFT singles presented by Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorneys. On the pole is this young kid that is on fire, Brad. He's got 4 wins so far this season. He won Volusia, Springfield Short Track, Williams Grove, and he won here last night. Dallas Daniels, 17 years old. He's showing you what he's got.
Definitely Dallas Daniels is spot on this year. He missed the first main event of the year, maybe a little bit of this first race of the year in jitters, but since then, I mean, he has been on fire. Was a kid that I foreseen to be, a contender for the championship. I mean, he was really winning everything that he competed in all year long throughout the off season, and it's showing here. Now we're halfway through the season, and he's leading the points now.
Before he went pro, he won the Nicky Hayden AMA Horizon Award at the Amateur Nationals the same year he won the Horizon Award in road racing. He won it in flat track. Nobody else has ever done that. It's Dallas Daniels, the 32 bike on the pole. 15 is Mikey Rush starting second. 18, Maxwell will start third out of Kundu, Australia. 38, Tanner Dean went down in one of those qualifying sessions earlier today. Looks like he's up and all right. He'll start the 4th pick on the front row. We'll wait until they get on going, get past us before we finish up with the starting lineup. but the top 4 riders on the front row are stacked. That's going to be a tough battle up there for those top 4 spots, depending on how they get in the first corner. Row number 2, the 211 Trevor Bruner, Aurora, Indiana. 48 Trent Lowe, Guilford, Indiana. 44 Cameron Smith, Coatesville, Pennsylvania. The 49 doing double duty, riding the production twin and the single. That's Chad Coast from Fremont, California. Row 3, 51 Cole Zavala, had something break on this motorcycle earlier in qualifying. He's back out here in the 9th starting spot. Kevin Stallings on the 99 from Indianapolis. 156 Jordan Jean from Midland, Michigan. And the 192 Kyler Adams, O'Fallon, Illinois. So there are 12 bikes going out. Only the top 8 go on to the main event. So 4 of these bikes will be done until next weekend. And that's not what you want to do. You want to go to the main event. That's the only place you get money and points here in American Flat Track. So we're staged up and ready to go. Daryl Brentlinger brings up to the line. The trophy girl puts the 10-second board up. She'll turn it sideways. The clutches are in. Bikes are going into gear. It's semifinal number 1 for the AFT singles class. And they are green, even off the line, but now look
Mikey
at Rush.
Great start. Mikey's been sleeping on the lineup. Races past, but gets a good hole shot this time. Wow, they got really shuffled up there about 4th on back.
It looked like Tanner Dean got all really sideways, and from there on back had to jam on the brakes. Chad Coast comes up there from deep in the field. He's up there to the 4th position, trying to go after Maxwell for 3rd. It's the Estenson Yamahas, 1 and 2, the teammates.
Yeah, Estenson Yamaha's been strong all year long. Dallas Daniels been a little bit more consistent than Mikey Rush, but
one rider goes off the group, keeps her on 2 wheels. We'll keep on going racing, but the Estenson Yamahas, built by Mike Stauffer, out in front again here in the singles class.
Yeah, they've been looking great this year. Mikey Rush seems to struggle sometimes, and he always comes back and figures things out and able to make up on a night if he had one off.
And that's because he's a veteran, Brad? Is that what you is that what you point your finger at, or how does he do that?
I definitely think, yeah, he's a veteran. I mean, Mikey has really great feel of the motorcycle. He gives awesome feedback to the team to be able to make changes, and definitely is able to make changes that suit his style to get him better each night.
So, Brad, you've raced against your teammate before. Every spot counts. You racing. Here comes Dallas Daniels. I'm talking about these 2 up in front. The veteran in the lead, the young up-and-comer in second. How hard do you think Dallas Daniels is going to push to get that spot?
I mean, they got bragging rights within the team, but I definitely think that they don't want to ever take each other out. I mean, that would be a bad deal. But, you know, Dallas Daniels, he just wants to make a statement as he's, he gets underneath him coming off of turn 2.
So it looked like Mikey Rush had a little bit of wheel spin between 1 and 2, and that allowed the 32 bike to go up the inside, take that spot away. Now look who's closing in on him. Here comes the Killer Whale, all the way from Kundu, Australia, up to 3rd on the Kawasaki. He won Volusia Night 1. Dallas Daniels won Volusia Night 2. Now they're running 1st and 3rd in this one. A groove track, a fast half mile, just like Volusia. That's why they're up front.
Definitely, and you can see how Mikey Rush's bike is moving around a little bit more than Dallas Daniels. Every time that it makes one of those, what we call a little bit of a huckabuck, is a little more of like an up and down movement that upsets the chassis of the bike and usually loses a little bit of traction. And that's what's causing that for him to, lose a drive coming off the corner. Dallas Daniels is smooth as silk right now.
What can they do to stop that from happening? Do you stiffen up the suspension? Do you soften it? What can you do?
Usually when it's, moving around like that is a sign of it being a little too soft. So yeah, you'd add some compression to be able to slow it down. Maybe not get the bike, moving around nearly as much. Look at Maxwell, gets a good run.
Rush,
coming off of turn 2.
Rush in the same spot, had the same issue he did with Dallas Daniels, but he leaves the throttle on longer into turn number 3. Had a shut-off contest here on last lap, I should say. Dallas Daniels going to win this one. Mikey Rush going to settle for 2nd, but yeah, he was riding that thing. It's bouncing a little bit. Maxwell is 3rd. Tanner Dean gets by and moves all the way up to 4th. We had a different rider up there in the 3rd spot for a long time. He faded a little bit. That was the 49. Chad Coast goes all the way back to 8th, the last transfer spot. I don't know what happened to Chad right there, but he struggled, went all the way back to 8th. So your transfers are the 32 of Dallas Daniels, the 15 Mikey Rush, 18 Maxwell, 38 Tanner Dean, 48 Trent Lowe, 211 Trevor Bruner. Cameron Smith on the 44 bike gets 7th, and Chad Coast gets that last spot. So again, Kevin Stallings not making the main. Cole Zabala is out, Jordan Jean is out, and Kyler Adams is done for the night unless they use a provisional start. They can use that provisional. We only get 1 per year. Already semifinal number 2 is already rolling out. Let's get into the starting lineup. 105, Brandon Kitchen. Clifford, Michigan was 2nd fast qualifier. 17, Henry Wiles ended up on the podium last night with a 3rd place finish. 54, Michael Endermitz in Modesto, California. 13, Morgan Mishler, Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. That's row 1. Row 2, 31, Dylan Bell. 96, Jesse Janish. 11, Andrew Luker. 151, Tyler Raggio in his second pro race. Row 3, 52, Shayna Texter. 19, James Ott. 153, Aaron Kennedy. 107, Blake Steinwagner. So they'll stage them up and get a practice start, and they'll do that sighting lap here real quick. I would take full advantage, get a nice practice start if you could right now as soon as they tell you to go. Daryl Brentlinger puts his finger up, says, hey, you get 1 lap to check it out. They'll send him around right now. Kitchen on the pole. Brandon Kitchen slipped back out of the top 5 in the point standings, is now back in 6th on that 105. Kitchen did get the win at the Indy Mile earlier this year, his first win of his career. They get that sighting lap taken care of. Here they come off of 4. Wiles going to try to do some work and make his way up there towards the front. He was running solid second place last night till his teammate right beside him, the 54 bike, made the pass in the last lap to take second. So second and third in the main event are right there in the middle of the front row. Your pole setter takes the inside. Those 2 red Hondas in the front row are RMR American Hondas with help from Al Lamb's Dallas Honda, so one of the sponsors here this weekend. That's the bikes on the middle of the front row. Here we go, top 8 to the main event. Semi-final number 2, AFT Singles presented by Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorneys. The light turns from red to yellow. There are 2 rows of yellow lights and then the green on top. And they are green. Clutches are coming out. Look at Janish from the back, from the second row up there with the leaders.
Looks like he's going to shuffle all the way up in the 4th position. Janish has always been really good off the line, but it's Henry Wiles getting the whole shot.
So if you get off the groove, it's really slick right now. We saw one rider from about 8th went all the way to the last spot. So here comes the 2 RMR Hondas. Looks like we'll try to figure that out when they come back around. Off of turn number 4, here they come. It is Wiles out front. No, it's Mishler in second. I thought the other RMR Honda's back there, but he's in 5th behind Jesse Janish.
Morgan Mishler is always a good rider on these car tracks, running double duty, having his first go in the Super Twins class on an Indian FTR 750. Looking super strong, ended up with the 4th place position. Let's see if he's able to track down Henry Wiles.
The Hammer, he's got a new nickname on the back of his brand new helmet out there. The Hammer, Henry Wiles in the lead. Morgan Mishler in second. Brandon Kitchen, who was second best qualifier, he is currently 3rd. You got Janish in 4th. Inderbitson looking for a way around. Nobody's figured out a second line just above the groove just yet. I think it might still be a little bit too slick.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. I just actually messaged Breyer and Bronson to scope it out on their warm-up lap to see if it's possible, but it looks like maybe it's a little too dry up there for them to use it just yet.
Inderbitson gets by Janish, takes over the 4th position. There's a tight battle for second. Brandon Kitchen was applying the pressure on Mishler when they went down the backstretch. Mishler just left it on a lot longer into turn number 3. It's still tight for second and third. Remember, the top 8 going to the main event right now on the bubble was the 151 of Tyler Raggio. He was in a transfer spot last night. The engine let go completely down the back straightaway, actually putting down Shayna Texter right now in 9th, trying to get into the main event. She is struggling just a little bit here at the Dallas half mile. Here they come. Out front, it is Wiles, Mishler, Kitchen, Inderbitson. What a race. Luker's right there in the sandwich, back in 6th.
Inderbitson now in 4th. Let's see if he's able to make up some ground on both Brandon Kitchen to be able to, you know, he gets off bad off the starts. I mean, the guy's super fast, but he has to get better on his starts. He makes his job really hard getting off the line, you know, and having to get around guys.
And he is on the American Honda RMR Honda team. Dallas, Al Lamb's Dallas Honda, helping out the leader and the 4th place runner right now. Look at the battle for second. Here comes Kitchen looking to get by Mishler, but look how long Mishler leaves it on into 3.
Yeah, they had a shut-off contest there. Mishler slips a little wide, though. These guys actually, Morgan Mishler lives with Brandon Kitchen up in Michigan, works for Brent Donnelly on Donnelly Excavation.
Man, Luker just slides by Janish, taking over that 5th position, going into turn 1. We got room for 8 of them, ladies and gentlemen. James Ott is trying to catch up to Raggio. Raggio trying to make his first ever main event. The checkered flag is going to come out this time by the top 8 to the main. Here's your winners. The Hammer, Henry Wiles. 2nd is Mishler. 3rd is Kitchen. 4th is Inderbitson. Luker, Janish, Dylan Bell, and Tyler Raggio makes his first ever Grand National main event in the AFT singles class and his second attempt. James Ott finishes up 9th. Shayna Texter is 10th. Aaron Kennedy, Blake Steinwagner do not make the main. So let's go through the rundown. Again, I went pretty quick as they went across the line. Hammer and Hank Wiles takes the win on the 17 bike. 13, Morgan Mishler is second. Third is the 105 of Brandon Kitchen. Fourth is 54 of Michael Ingerbritsen. The 11, Andrew Luker is fifth. 96, Jesse Janisch is sixth. 31, Dylan Bell, seventh. And your last transfer is the 151, Tyler Raggio, just turned 16 not too long ago. Raced the Amateur Nationals, decided to move up to the pro ranks. Now he's in a pro AFT singles main event.
Yeah, really cool to see Tyler make his first Grand National main event. Kid that I've been helping out since Volusia earlier this year. Comes from right around Lodi, California. Got a great family, a lot of good supporters, and definitely seen, that he had the talent to be able to run in the pro ranks. And no better way to get to your talent, experience and learn to be with the best of the best. And he showed that he belonged out here by making the main event here tonight. Should have made it last night if that bike wouldn't have blew up going into turn 3 on the last lap. So, yeah, congratulations to him for making his first national.
I talked to Sluggo, who helps him out. They said they took everything off the primary bike, put it on the backup bike, so it's just as good as new. He said they got it, on the backup bike, and that's what you have to have when you go traveling across the country for 4 weeks at a time.
Definitely, and they're actually using the backup for the backup tonight. He's running a 2012 Honda. He's not even running the primary backup, so he busted out Old Faithful 2012 Honda that actually belongs to his father, and that motorcycle is working better for him. So sometimes you got to go back to what works, and obviously it did here for him tonight.
Puts it in the main event. So again, the riders that did not qualify for the main are the 19 James Ott, the 52 of Shayna Texter, 153 Aaron Kennedy, and the 107 Blake Steinwagner. Well, we're going to take a break in the action here. It's going to be about 20 minutes. We'll be back at 8 p.m. here Central Time Zone if you're tuned in watching on Track Pass on NBC Sports Gold. Remember, all of the main events will be on NBC Sports Gold on Track Pass. So if you haven't yet bought that, you need to do so you can watch the main events here tonight. And again, we're going to take a 20-minute break. If you're here with us, go down there and check out the American Flat Tracker Clothing Company. Event t-shirts are on sale in the burnt orange or black. There's no line right now. Grab yourself a t-shirt. Also down there, we got concession stands are open. Our friends with Law Tigers are here. Al Lamb's Dallas Honda has a booth set up with all the brand new Hondas. There's a 2-seater Honda Talon down there. You can check it out. We'll have a 4-seater out there on the track in a little bit. The rookie class of 79 down there below. Stop by, check them out. They support people that get hurt in our sport of flat track. Again, we'll be back in about 20 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, the AFT Super Twins semifinals from the Devil's Bowl.
Let's get ready for our main event in American Flat Track. It's going to be a one-on-one duel for the win down to the last lap.
This is what I grew up watching. Riders talk, over 130 mile per hour, mile racetrack, hands off the handlebars. I love it.
The radical all-new Honda Talons are great fun, crazy fast, and handle great too. Come on in, pick up your ride, and then make your best deal right now at Al Lamb's Dallas Honda, dallashonda.com. A ride on a Harley-Davidson motorcycle can take you any weekend epic. It can turn a daily commute into an adrenaline fest. Find that pure freedom you've been searching for. Take a test ride on an all-new 2020 Harley-Davidson motorcycle at Dallas Harley-Davidson in Garland. 972-270-3962. There are humble heroes all around us. The ones who battle the pandemic on the front lines and put themselves last to take care of us first. At Dunlop, we want to honor these humble heroes by giving you the opportunity to nominate a healthcare worker or a first responder who went above and beyond the call of duty during the pandemic. One individual will be selected to receive a new 2020 Harley-Davidson XL 1200 Sportster Roadster. Submissions close November 15th, 2020. Visit DunlopHeroes.com. Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas is a commercial and industrial roofing and sheet metal company based out of Dallas, Texas that proudly supports the American Flat Track Racing Series. For more information, go to roof-systems.net or give us a call at 469-730-2043.
Welcome, race fans. To ensure the safety of our guests, our employees, the riders, and their teams, here are the specific measures we're taking for today's event. Total capacity for today's event is limited to help enforce social distancing. Guests and employees are required to pass through temperature checks upon arrival. We've also placed signage throughout the facility to help you follow social distancing guidelines. We'll be continuously and thoroughly cleaning and disinfecting all restrooms and high-touch surfaces. We're offering cashless payments across the facility. For guests who may need an accommodation in order to comply with any facility rules and/or protocols, please visit the main ticket booth. We appreciate your cooperation during this unprecedented time. Help keep each other healthy and safe. We hope you enjoyed today's race.
I know you're going to walk up to the fan zone here at the Dallas Half Mile, perhaps get a fried pickle or fried peaches. Don't eat both at the same time. Definitely come over to the Law Tigers booth. They're giving away all sorts of cool stuff. There's 3 very pretty ladies here, 2 not so pretty guys. Maybe they're pretty without the mask, I'm not really sure. But Law Tigers did a lot for this event. They've been promoting it, and I can tell you personally about Law Tigers. See, Law Tigers are motorcycle attorneys, and for those of you that ride, you got to remember Law Tigers. I hope you never ever get in an accident, but if you do, you call the Law Tigers. They're a big part of the motorcycle community, and they are attorneys that will take care of you. So if you go down, you don't want to worry about all the other stuff. Just contact Law Tigers. They're motorcycle attorneys. They ride. They're part of the motorcycle community, and right now they've got some free stuff. So by all means, you need to come up to the Law Tigers display.
Cycle Gear is a proud partner and official retailer of American Flat Track. You'll find the latest and greatest gear from the brands you love while getting professional service and advice from local gear experts at every Cycle Gear store. With over 140 stores nationwide, there's always a Cycle Gear just around the corner. Founded in 1972 by Lino Dionisi, true to its mission of advocating and delivering safety in dynamic sports, the company designs advanced protective head-to-toe gear for motorcycling, winter sports, and mountain biking. Dionisi products represent the technology frontier in the field of protection for dynamic sports and are used by the world's top athletes, including J.D. Beach and the entire Estenson racing team. Riders who want that classic dirt track pattern can now get it in the new street-legal Dunlop K180, a DOT tire that performs on the street and on the dirt. The Dunlop K180 offers a classic, aggressive look that's great for street trackers, scramblers, and custom bike builders. Learn more about all of Dunlop's tire offerings at DunlopMotorcycleTires.com.
Tired of replacing your battery every year? It's time to buy the world's best lithium battery, the Pulse IPT. With up to 1,200 cranking amps and unmatched reliability, there's no better battery for your bike. Visit Full Spectrum Power in the paddock today or on Instagram, Facebook, and the web. Start something. Power everything.
Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorneys are the original lawyers that ride and the top motorcycle accident team in the country. These guys are tough, experienced, and they will have your back. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, don't fight the insurance companies alone. Call 1-800-4BIKERS for free legal advice. Remember, if you go down, call Russ Brown Motorcycle Attorneys. SBS is your single source for brake parts and components, from pads to rotors, shoes, and other important parts, covering motorcycles, scooters, motocross bikes, ATVs, and UTVs. We create the power to stop you so you can go ahead. Find the right parts for your bike at www.sbs.dk.
American Flat Track is so unique because of how close the racing is.
Bar to bar with no front brakes, we're just drifting on dirt.
Elbow to elbow at 130 mile an hour just doesn't get any better.
The thrill of the speed definitely separates American Flat Track from the rest.
It's like one of the best shows in the world. You can't get anything better than that.
You can come and watch and see the whole track and see the whole race, and
the bikes that we race, I mean, you can buy those as street trackers. So like, it's really cool to have that type of sport that the fans can do it too.
All the riders, most likely in any other sport, don't really hang out or train together, but we actually hang out and we're good friends. So it's fun to be in the sport and deal with the people we do. Flat track, it's like kind of a big family. We all know each other. We all know each other's business.
You see a lot of us riders training together in the off season, helping each other out, working together. Something you don't really see in other motorcycle sports.
Everyone is willing to help each other make it to the track to keep the sport alive. And that's what really makes the family aspect come together, because we want to see each other succeed, but we also want to see the sport grow.
KTM, ready to race. Mobile View has been providing state-of-the-art LED video screens to sporting and special events throughout the U.S. and Canada since 1999. We use our vast experience of thousands of events to help guide the process of finding the right size screen to help make your event a memorable experience for your fans and sponsors. Explore the full 2020 Indian motorcycle lineup, including the all-new Challenger, the ultimate American V-twin bagger. For more info and to schedule a demo ride, visit IndianMotorcycle.com. Always wear a helmet, never drink and drive. Kicker Performance Audio is the official sound system of American Flat Track. Kicker's fully stocked line of products includes speakers, amplifiers, and subwoofers for your car and truck stereo systems, as well as those for your boat, side-by-side, and touring motorcycle. Kicker also makes Bluetooth outdoor speakers, over-ear headphones, and earbuds to pair with your favorite mobile device. To learn more or find a dealer, visit kicker.com. Race fans, VP Racing Fuels offers a full line of power sports fuels, lubricants, coolants, and appearance products for track and street. From pro racers to weekend warriors, we help riders make more power. Ask your local power sports dealer. SuperGen Products is a premier supplier of Champion power equipment. Champion has years of experience providing dependable and durable power products designed and engineered in the U.S. For home, work, or play, Champion products are the standard of performance excellence. Learn more at www.supergenproducts.com. Tom Duma Fine Jewelers is proud to be the official jeweler to American Flat Track, providing 3 custom championship rings for each class in 2020. TDFJ wants to be your jeweler. Check us out online for all your jewelry needs, from engagement rings to fashion jewelry to watches, in all price points to fit everyone's budget. Shop like a pro. Shop TDFJ.com. Brought to you by Yamaha and its best-in-class lineup of power sports vehicles. For more information on how you too can experience the pinnacle of performance both on and off-road, visit YamahaMotorsports.com. You don't take greatness for granted, and neither should your gear. We are Torch Eyewear, and we design sunglasses for protection, performance, and chasing your passion. For more information, visit our website at torcheyewear.com and click on our free Home Try-On program. The Vance & Hines brand has always been about enhancing the exhilaration of your motorcycle ride. It started over 40 years ago in California. Terry Vance always wanted to go faster, and Byron Hines knew how to make it happen. Today, Vance & Hines makes bikes go faster on the racetrack and makes great performance products for riders. See the full selection of Vance & Hines exhaust, VO2 air intake system, and Fuel Pack FP3 products at a retailer near you. Sideburn is the world's finest Go Fast, Turn Left magazine. It is available to buy at AFT's trackside merchandise booths and is the official magazine of American Flat Track. For more information, visit sideburnmagazine.com. StaySick is the only bike for future rippers. Our bikes provide kids as young as 3 years old the opportunity to ride sooner. Learn more on our website, staysc.com.
Absolute domination from Corey Texter, and yes, that was his sister Shayna that won our singles class. This is the first time ever siblings have won 2 different main events on the same night in American Flat Track.
winning Texas was cool. At the end of my race, I immediately shifted my focus to Shayna and was rooting for her, and it didn't settle in until the ride home. I was like, man, we both won on the same day, so that was really cool.
For Corey to go out and win the race, you know, he's had a lot of struggles over the last couple years, so, you know, that was super cool, and then for me to back it up, you know, it was just, you know, a fairy tale ending for our family, and, you know, it's something that's going to go down in the record books for sure.
My all-time favorite racing memory isn't even of myself, it's of Shayna when she won Knoxville. She was the first female to win a race, and all the effort we put into it after my dad passed away. The emotion I had when she won Knoxville is unlike any other I've had for my own success, me winning races. For her to win Knoxville was, it's my favorite racing memory as a family.
Family for us is everything. You know, it's super helpful to have him in my corner growing up, and, you know, my dad kind of learned how to build bikes. For him, that suited me then later in life, so.
It's nice having somebody to bounce information off of, somebody to test with, train with. We're not on the same team technically, but we're blood, so we're the same team, and it's nice to have that.
It's cool to be able to have our family be our biggest cheerleaders, but also our biggest critics, especially our mom. You know, she's gonna be the first one to tell us if we're out of line, and you know, keep us humble, keep us in line, and also give us a great role model to look up to.
Yeah, my mom keeps us level-headed. You know, she wants us to do well and succeed. Growing up, she taught us a lot, but she also let us learn and be dependent and learn things on our own so we could be our own individuals growing up. But she's our biggest supporter, and she doesn't know a lot about racing. She knows enough, but it's cool to talk about other things other than racing. Our mom brings a lot of that aspect to our lives, and, you know, without her, I don't know where we'd be right now. She's done a lot for us over the years.
Over 40 years ago, Russ Brown set out on a mission to help injured riders. We fight for the rights of riders every day because we are riders and we know what you're going through. If you're injured in a motorcycle accident, don't fight the insurance companies with just any lawyer.
Call 1-800-4BIKERS.
These guys will have your back. If you go down, call Russ Brown.
Motorcycle attorney!
There's the old saying, you don't know how fast you can go till you fall down, and there's a lot of truth to that.
I'm doing a sport that I love, and we all know it can go bad. And when those times that it does go bad, you want to be safe.
Just looking at the helmet, looking at the craftsmanship, you can tell why it's the best helmet out there.
When I put the helmet on, I know that I have the best in the business on my head, and for me, I've been wearing Arai helmets my entire career, and I'm pretty proud of that.
You own the job. The mornings that start too early. The nights that go too late. And every unexpected, unpredictable, unthinkable, unbelievable thing in between. You own it all. It's good to know you can rent whatever you need from people that do whatever it takes. Let's do the work.
The ones who never stop. The ones who never quit. Round and around. We don't make the champions. But we do make the tires. We are Dunlop.
The darkness is full of demons, hazy creatures who lurk in the shadows, prowling under the cloak of dusk. But we're not demons. We're beasts.
Motion Pro. We make innovative tools and products that help you maintain and repair motorcycles, ATVs, and UTVs. Like the patented ProFill Air Chuck, helping you manage tire air pressure on your motorcycle, ATV, or UTV. Easily adjust the ProFill Air Chuck. Get past hot disc brake rotors with the pivoting angled head. Connect it with an airline. Or pair it with a Motion Pro digital tire pressure gauge. Reach for the ProFill Air Chuck to manage your tires. Get yours at motionpro.com or visit Power Sports stores nationwide.
Mobile View has been providing state-of-the-art LED video screens to sporting and special events throughout the U.S. and Canada since 1999. We use our vast experience of thousands of events to help guide the process of finding the right size screen to help make your event a memorable experience for your fans and sponsors. Tom Duma Fine Jewelers is proud to be the official jeweler to American Flat Track, providing 3 custom championship rings for each class in 2020. TDFJ wants to be your jeweler. Check us out online for all your jewelry needs, from engagement rings to fashion jewelry to watches, in all price points to fit everyone's budget. Shop like a pro. Shop TDFJ.com. Explore the full 2020 Indian motorcycle lineup, including the all-new Challenger, the ultimate American V-twin bagger. For more info and to schedule a demo ride, visit IndianMotorcycle.com. Always wear a helmet, never drink and drive. ODI, the world leader in grip technology. Dedicated to providing the best grip for your type of racing, including flat track and V-twin. ODI developed a patented lock-on grip system, delivering easy installation and 100% slip-free performance guaranteed. ODI. Visit us at ODIGrips.com.
Check out the new VO2 air intakes from Vance & Hines. Billet Venturis help increase the flow of incoming air to boost performance. Industry-leading rechargeable filters help contribute to long-lasting performance. VO2 air intakes install in minutes, making it one of the easiest performance upgrades you can do to your ride. Start your championship season the same way we do at Vance & Hines. Take a deep breath.
Inside every Yamaha lives the heart and soul of a competitor. The DNA of a champion. When you ride with us, it revs your heart and becomes a part of you too.
We are at the Devil's Bowl, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Roof Systems Dallas Half Mile presented by Law Tigers. Progressive American Flat Track round 10 of the 16 race series here in 2020. The Honda Talon just pulled off. They're trying to put some more rubber down, get some of that moisture worked into the racetrack. They've got the same tread pad or the same rubber material as our Dunlop tires do that the bikes are using. Brad the Bullet, does that help? Actually, the bikes are rolling out pretty quick. Does that help? Does it put rubber down?
The thing puts down maybe a little bit of rubber, but this big half-mile thing might not have enough horsepower to really get enough wheel spin to put down rubber, but having the same type of rubber is good because if you use a different type of rubber, it wouldn't adhere, our tires wouldn't adhere to the racetrack nearly as good.
All right, here we go. Semi-final number 1. It's the AFT Super Twins presented by Vance & Hines. Your pole setter here today, fast qualifiers, the number 9, the jammer Jared Meese from Sebastian, Florida. He'll be on the pole. Beside him is Slyman Sammy Halbert from Graham, Washington on the 69 bike. 23, Jeffrey Carver Jr., Godfrey, Illinois. 37, Bronson Bauman, Salinas, California. Row 2, 67, Davis Fisher. We'll wait until they get them all out there, and then we'll give you back to the starting lineup. This is, again, semi-final number 1. They all make the main event. They're racing for their starting position in the main. Let's go back to run number 2 as they all have left now on their sighting lap. 67, Davis Fisher, Warren, Oregon. 95, J.D. Beach, Philpott, Kentucky. 79, Dalton Gauthier, Pine Grove, Pennsylvania. Making his debut in the Super Twins class, filling in for the 44 of Robinson, is the 13 of Morgan Mishler. And the 12 bike, that's Jay Maloney, Oakland, New Jersey. 9 bikes in this one. They all make the main. They're racing for their starting pick in the main event, Brad.
Yeah, it's important for these guys especially to get on the front row. I mean, if you don't start off up front with the guys, I mean, it's going to be hard to be able to make up time. It's maybe a little bit harder the past here tonight. It seems like the groove's maybe a tad bit narrower, so these guys know how important it is to get first or second.
Got to get up there and run with them. Here we go. 4 Indians on the front row. Meese on the inside. Bronson Bauman on the outside on the 37 bike. Here we go. First yellow light is on. It's semi-final time for the AFT Super Twins presented by Vance & Hines. Light turns green. Look at Carver going to the front. Sammy Halbert is way back there near the back of the pack. Got a horrible start on the 69 bike.
Yeah, great hole shot by Jeffrey Carver. Looked like Jared Meese tried to stuff it up underneath him, but Jeffrey shut the door on him.
Into turn number 3, it's Carver at the point. Meese right there in the 2 spot. Looks like Bronson's now in 3rd. Sammy maybe up to the 4th position here. They come off of 4. Lap 1 going in the books. Jeffrey Carver, Brad's pick last night. Looks like he's found some speed here tonight.
Yeah, Jeffrey was definitely a little bit off last night. It looked like this racetrack definitely suited his style, but he must have missed on setup a little bit. Just wasn't comfortable, but he always seems to make it up on the second night if he has an off first night.
Here they come off of 4. It is Jeffrey Carver Jr. and Meese right behind him. Remember, these two had contact at the season opener at Volusia. Meese and Carver did, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a factor. Oh, 2 riders go up the racetrack. One bike has an issue, takes another bike up there with them. It's one of the factory Harleys stopping off of turn number 2. That's a tough break for the factory Harley. That's Dalton Gauthier, the 79 bike, coasting down the back straightaway. Carver still out in front on the 23 bike.
Carver's getting a great run coming off of turn 4 especially. It looked like Jared Meese is maybe going a little bit wider, kind of like he was last night, getting up closer to the wall where Jeffrey's able to get that thing stripping down and gets a good run coming off the corner.
The Wizard, Jeffrey Carver in the lead on the 23 bike. Here comes Meese on the 9 right there in tow. A little bit of a gap. Then you got the 37, Bronson Bauman. He's got pressure from the 69, slamming Sammy Halbert right there in the 4th position. So it looks like the top 2 riders are trying to get away from everybody, but 3rd and 4th hanging tight.
Yeah, this is, I mean, it's always going to be a stacked heat or race in this class, but these riders up front, all 4 of them have been on the podium this year. So yeah, these guys definitely have some great competition between the 4 of them.
Sammy stuck back there in the 4th position. He finished 2nd in the main event last night, so he's trying to get by the younger Bauman brother right there in that 3rd spot.
He has it too, going in the 3, got a good run coming off of turn 2, finishes up going in the 3.
Now what I want to see if Sammy Halbert can track down the leaders, because he looked like maybe he was held up just a skosh right there by the 37 bike. So we'll see if Sammy can put his head down and track down the leaders. It's Carver at the point, Meese in 2nd. Meese gets a little bit sideways, looks like he was maybe under the groove right there in turn number 1.
Yeah, he's been slipping around there in between 1 and 2. Not you know, the bike slips out sideways and ruins a lot of his momentum for the center of the corner.
Meese has the fastest lap of this semifinal, 21.176. Carver's fastest lap of 21.208. White flag is already out. It's 8 laps to get qualified for the main event semifinal number 1. Jeffrey Carver Jr. has found something here tonight. He looks really good here in this semifinal, and it also helped getting that great start.
Yeah, Sammy Halbert was actually able to make up quite a bit of time there. He caught up to Jared Meese, but going to run out of time here as Jeffrey Carver brings home the win.
Look at Sammy, gets right on the back tire almost of the number 9 bike. Checkered flag is out, and your finishing order looks like this. Indians in the top 6 spots. Jeffrey Carver Jr. taking the win. The Jammer Jared Meese is 2nd. Slammin' Sammy Halbert is 3rd. Bronson Bauman is 4th. Davis Fisher is 5th. Morgan Mishler in his first race on an Indian is 6th. JD Beach is 7th. Jay Maloney is 8th, and Dalton Gauthier comes up 6 lap short. A 6 lap short. He had issue right here in turns number 1 and 2. Let's take a look at what happened to Gauthier on that 79 factory Harley Davidson bike. We'll take a look at this replay right here. Here it comes. The 79 is right there on the orange and black, and something. Oh,
that was caught his foot big time, and then
I thought something happened to the motorcycle, but that might be him, and it almost ran JD off the racetrack. But you can see him holding the left foot out there gingerly.
It could have possibly got his ankle right there. I mean, that was a hard hit to his ankle, getting hung up in that hole. Jeffrey.
Yeah,
both JD B shouldn't have anywhere to go, and when he you know, stood it up to get off the groove, JD kind of got hung up in it.
Hopefully it's nothing serious. He can come back out here for the main event. Dan Bromley stops to talk to Steve Moorhead real quick over there. He's going to line up in that 3rd spot. I don't know what's going on there, but after these bikes take off, we'll get into the starting lineup semifinal number 2. This is the last qualifying race of the evening out here, race fans. So they'll send Breyer off. As soon as they all get going, we'll give you the starting lineup for AFT Super Twins, presented by Vance & Hines, semi-final number 2. On the pole is the 9. The Jammer, Jared Meese, finished 4th here last night from Sebastian, Florida, 69. Wrong lineup. What are you doing, Brad? Give me the wrong sheet of paper.
I'm sorry, man. I was spacing out thinking about racing here.
The number 1 bike, Briar Bauman, Salinas, California, be on the pole. Last night's finisher in third was the 27 Bugs Pearson. He will start second. Dan Bromley will start third on the 62 bike. 92 is Brandon Price. He will start fourth. Row number 2, the 5, Jersey Jake Johnson. 36, Colby Carlisle. The 4, Brian Smith. The Worm, Larry Pegram on the 72, and row number 3 by himself is the 20. That's Captain Chaos, Jared Vanderkoy. The last qualifying race is on the line. 8 laps of distance, just like the last one. We'll see how important the start is in this one. It took a little while, but Sammy, after he got through the traffic, made his way all the way up to third, so we'll see if it is true in this race as well. Just like the last one, 4 Indians on row number 1. Trophy Girl walks off. We're going racing. First yellow's on there. Second. That one's quick. He went green in a heartbeat. Look at Briar grabbing that hole shot. Bugs Pearson tucks right into second place. Dan Bromley in third.
Yeah, great hole shot by Briar. A lot better start here tonight for Bugs Pearson. I mean, he was going nowhere off the starting line yesterday, so definitely a better start from here tonight.
All right, here they come off of 4. It's Briar Bauman, Bugs Pearson in second. You got Dan Bromley right there in the third spot. Had a great run going last night. Kissed the front straightaway wall, broke the tail section. The seat came off the motorcycle, and then that started the problems. He slips off the groove down here in 1 and 2. He goes from third all the way back to 5th place. Dan the man's going to have to do some work to make his way back towards the front. New rider up to third. That's Larry Pegram up there in third spot.
Yeah, the Worm, Larry Pegram, looking a lot better here tonight. Struggling here as of late, but he's definitely looking a lot better here tonight. But that just shows how competitive this class is. I mean, you make one mistake, you can go from third all the way back to 5th. But looks like Dan Bromley's going to pick him back off, get up to 4th, gets by Larry Pegram going into turn 3.
Also up to the third spot. Now Brandon Price has moved himself to third on the 92 Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas Indian. His teammate right behind him, the 62. The 92 and 62 on the same Roof Systems of Dallas, Texas team. Jake Johnson trying to slide up the inside, take that spot away from Larry Pegram. He's on the very inside of the racetrack, and now he gets by Pegram. Now slide Pegram back to the 6th position. Jake Johnson moves up to 5th. Look at the leader checking out, just like he did last night in the main.
Yeah, it looks like Briar's trying to go for a repeat here. His fastest time was at 20.065, and looked like Bugs Pearson is like a 21.5, so he's 0.5 of a second faster. That's pretty wild.
And Jeffrey Carver's fastest lap in the last race was a 21.208. The fastest lap was the fastest lap, was the leader of the last one, Jeffrey Carver. So Briar's definitely faster than him. That was a 21.044 for Briar. So it looks like he's kind of settled into the lead. Second place slips up the racetrack just a little bit. That's Bugs Pearson, maybe trying a little bit too hard, or maybe checking out the racetrack just above the groove down here in turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's been a difficult part for all these guys, getting it slowed down going into turn 1. Sometimes they get to just the very edge of the groove, and you get off that, they get sideways. So you definitely got to get it gathered up and not get off that darker line where more of the traction is.
So the top 2 spots will put it on the front row of tonight's main event. 3rd and 4th will be on row number 2, and so on the way back. Next time by, the big number 1, Briar Bauman, who has been on fire. We'll see the white flag. 1 more lap to go here at the Devil's Bowl for Briar Bauman. He's got a big gap back to Pearson in 2nd. There is Brandon Price in 3rd, Dan Bromley in 4th, and then you got the bright yellow out there, Jake Johnson, 5th for the big number 5. Last lap, Brad.
Yeah, awesome to see Jake Johnson back in action with us, but nobody has anything for Briar Bauman here in the semifinal. Takes home the win.
Checkered flag is out. There's your winner, Briar Bauman. 2nd, Bugs Pearson, Brandon Price, Dan Bromley, Jake Johnson, Larry Pegram, Vanderkoy, Colby Carlisle, and Brian Smith at the back of the pack on the big number 4. And that is it for all the qualifying racing action out here tonight. So again, we'll go through the rundown. Briar, your winner. Our defending champ taking the win. 27 Bugs Pearson is 2nd. Brandon Price is 3rd. Dan Bromley is 4th. Jake Johnson is 5th. Larry Pegram 6th. And your first Harley finisher is the 20 of Jared Vanderkoy, 7th. Colby Carlisle is 8th. And then you got Brian Smith back in 9th. So the qualifying action is all wrapped up. We're going to have another short break in the action. Our AFT Production Twins main is about 8:40. We'll start doing rider intros. 8:45 will be our next race, our Production Twins main event. So, Honda Talon's going to come out here in just a little bit. We got a special guest. Mike Coy is here. We'll talk to him in a little while. He was on the Fast and Loud. He was on Gas Monkey Garage. So we'll talk to him in just a little bit. Ricky Rackman, I think, is down there waiting for him. Ricky, can you hear me?
I'm not waiting for him. He's standing right next to me, Scotty. Born and raised in Texas. We've got Mike Coy, Gas Monkey Garage, Fast and Loud. Wait, first I have to ask you, Mike, I thought you were going to be here yesterday. What happened?
Okay, so yesterday, when we got the call, we went to Texas Motor Speedway. And I had my kids, so we were a little late getting to Texas Motor Speedway. And come to find out, y'all moved the event. So I didn't realize y'all brought it here to Devil's Bowl. And I was 2 hours away at Texas Motor Speedway.
So he goes to Texas Motor Speedway, nobody's there. It's like, what happened? Let's talk about flat track, because in about a week and a half, I'm actually going to take a flat track riding school, and you've already done it, and you tried some flat track, right?
Yeah, so I just got back from Italy, and there I was with a guy named Checo, who is their 10-time world champ flat track guy. I've never done flat track. I've done a lot of road racing. Been road racing for a few years now, and flat track is completely different. I went to Colin Edwards boot camp, and I just basically did a lot of wrecking there. We did his, I think they're called Dirt Wars. So no schooling, no nothing like that, and just straight into racing, and I completely didn't know what I was doing. But when I went to Italy and I went and did some flat tracking with Checo, he kind of showed me the body positioning, and that's key to everything. So this is nothing like what you would think. It's not like road racing where you want to dip into the corner. This is all where you have to position your butt on the opposite side of the bike as you're coming into the corner, and even the way you grip is different. So here, normally in racing, we're tucked and gripping like this. Here, you're gripping here, and your elbow's up, and you're like this, and you're off the bike, and this is like a third wheel. So, and you have your metal shoe on, third wheel over here, and you're digging into the corner and the bike sliding like this. Oh, it's super scary.
Dude, it sounds like you got it. You ready to go out with these guys?
Hey, I would love to go out with those guys, but I've been watching them. They're gonna lap me several times, but hey, I'll get out there.
Well, right now you're about to go out in the 1,000 horsepower Honda Talon. Are you one of those guys that's good as a, wait, did you not know this?
It's 1,000 horsepower? 1,000 cc.
You're right, it's 1,000 cc. If it was 1,000 horsepower, it would turn to in 4. Yeah, no, 1,000 cc. There's a huge difference. That would be fun. Wouldn't be letting the kids go out on that one. Are you very good at being a passenger?
No, I'm a horrible passenger. Will they let me drive it?
I don't know. We'll see. But you're going out at 1,000 cc Honda Talon. If they make 1,000 horsepower one, forget about it. Okay, go get suited up, go out on the Talon, and Mike Coy, Gas Monkey Garage, and Fast and Loud. About to go out on the Honda Talon.
All right, that was our special guest. Going to take a few laps on that brand new Honda Talon, the all-new Honda Talon, available in 2-seat or 4-seat models. Probably the most anticipated side-by-side ever. 1,000 cc Talon-specific high-output engine, quick-shifting automatic DCT transmission, exclusive 4-wheel drive technology, Fox Q3S manually adjustable suspension. Nobody else does it like Honda. If you want to check one of these out, I recommend going down there to Al Lamb's Dallas Honda. But if you're not here, if you're not close, go check out a Honda dealership close to you. So we're going to send them out here in just a few laps. We're going to take a quick break here real soon, and then we come back at 8:40 for the starting lineup. That is Al Lamb right there driving the Honda Talon. Al Lamb has held several speed records out there at the Bonneville Salt Flats. He loves going fast, so he'll put that thing to the metal. He'll put the pedal to the metal here in just a second. They're getting them all strapped in. That Honda Talon will take a few laps. We'll be back at 8:40. 8:40, you can come on back and watch this. Get ready for the starting lineup for the AFT Production Twins main event. Don't forget, if you're tuned in at home, it's time to switch on over right now. Switch on over to Track Pass on NBC Sports Gold. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, 8:40, starting lineup, AFT Production Twins, right here from the Devil's Bowl.
Let's get ready for our main event in American Flat Track. It's going to be a one-on-one duel for the win down to the last lap.
This is what I grew up watching. Riders talk, over 130 miles per hour, mile racetrack, hands off the handlebars. I love it.
The radical all-new Honda Talons are great fun, crazy fast, and handle great too. Come on in, pick up your ride, and then make your best deal right now at Al Lamb's Dallas Honda, dallashonda.com. A ride on a Harley-Davidson motorcycle can take you any weekend epic. It can turn a daily commute into an adrenaline fest. Find that pure freedom you've been searching for. Take a test ride on an all-new 2020 Harley-Davidson motorcycle at Dallas Harley-Davidson in Garland. 972